Macon and Middle Georgia and everyone else around the world. This is the morning roast for the 1st of July, 2013.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Can you smell what the roast is brewing?
Good morning, Tara London.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Funky Dillo, although I'm not even sure if you're on. Your name just appears 24/7.
Yes, it's 8:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight
You got a
Savings Time.
stalker.
Yeah, it's...
Funky is stalking your dillo.
Yeah. Pussy
Wow.
Willow. Yeah, baby.
It's 8:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's 70 degrees and cloudy with a hint of some afternoon showers.
It's going to rain all week.
Yeah, it's gonna rain. Yeah, definitely.
And Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be bad.
I know.
It's gonna be some wet barbecues on
Wet
the 4th of
willies.
July. 4th of July, Thursday, I tell you.
Wet Dillos.
Yes. We wonder whether or not we're gonna have a show on the 4th of July. Thursday.
I don't think so. Good,
Now,
less
I
fires.
want to blow something up.
Less people getting burnt, these
No, I'm
stupid
talking about
asses.
the
They can't
toilet.
even light up a fire right.
I
Yeah.
want to blow something up, but not a toilet. That's after the barbecue.
Okay. Well, it's 70 degrees right now, cloudy with a high of 87 and a low of 70 degrees right here. We're live from the Nut House with Irv, Ed, and yours truly, DB, right here.
Yeah, but, and don't forget Tara London is on.
Oh, yes.
He's on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank
Same
you.
shit. Anyway, hey, Tara, I saw your post. That was funny. The spick and span and all that shit. And I put something on there. I thought I'd respond. I tried to be funny. I'm not even sure if people are going to see and get offended by what I put down. But what the hell? Oh, good. You've got your announcement on Thursday. Looking forward to it. Let me know where the hell it is. And I'll be there to show my
Okay.
support. Then again, you know, I showed my support for Danny Glover and then he turned around and said, I'm not going to support you. No more."
Riggs! I'm not
There you
ready
go.
for-
There's the Queen of Dean, or
I'm
the
not-
Dean of Mean.
Yeah, the Dean of Me.
The Dean of Mean. She's so
I'm
charming.
so sorry that I use the N-word.
You know that?
use what I use.
She lost $12 million of that $17 million empire. Would you believe it? She
That's a
stuck with only
whole-
$5 million.
That's a whole heap of money.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, she's left with $5 million. That's
What
not
you gonna do
too
with
bad.
$5 million, boy?
I don't know.
My
I'd
goodness.
buy a lot of weed, that's for sure. I'd be like manufacturing it somewhere.
Now, see, that'd be really messed up. Yeah,
In some other state, of course.
that'd be cold blooded, man. All these endorsements take that she gets so much. All her endorsements are gone that she has to do nothing but sell weed like Dean's Mean Weed or something like that.
No, or sell dog food. I mean, she's barking like a dog now. You know, like a beaten dog.
Wow.
But hey, we got a lot of shit on the news for sure.
Oh yes.
And we're going to local. Let's
Oh
do
yes. We're
local.
going to local.
You got anything local? Because I do.
Oh yeah. We'll go on ahead.
All right, hold on. NBC, let's see. Oh, by the way, did you hear the officials want to celebrate safely on this 4th of July, even though it's going to be a wet one,
Yeah.
you know?
A
But they
real
really
wet
want us to try to, you know, be careful.
Okay.
The 4th of July is right around the corner. That means you'll hear a lot of fireworks bullshit. Georgia Insurance and Fire Safety Commissioner Ralph Hudgens teamed up with the Macon Big Fire Department to show you how to properly use and get rid of fireworks. Hudgens is making stops in major cities across Georgia this week to remind everyone to stay safe and only use legal fireworks. Hudgens says the best way to know how fireworks are legal is to buy them in Georgia. In other words, if you don't buy them in Georgia, they're not legal.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's kind of funny. It used to be against the law to shoot fireworks in Georgia. You had to go out of state to get them, like South Carolina, Alabama, whatever. But
Yeah.
now, since it's legal now, you have to buy them only within the state.
Within the state.
Otherwise,
I don't
it's
blame them.
illegal.
I mean, you know, you got these kids that are all like crazy, stupid ass with their skateboards, jumping off of roofs and all that.
Well, yeah,
They're gonna
daredevils.
play with firecrackers like They're idiots. What does that have to do with the other?
Future pyromaniacs. You know,
Yeah,
it's because it's a thrill seeker.
They're like danger.
Thrill seekers, yeah. Dangers, yeah. No doubt about it.
I mean, so we got to be careful.
Speaking of fires,
yes,
speaking of fires,
let's bring that one up
we have
because
some,
that's a terrible.
we have some really terrible breaking
Terrible.
news. This is from Yarnell, Arizona.
Yeah.
An Arizona forestry official says that 19 firefighters have died battling a fast-moving wildfire. Says a forestry spokesman, Art Morrison, said the firefighters were caught in the fire Sunday afternoon. Yesterday near the central Arizona town of Yarnell. They said they were forced to deploy their fire shelters. The wildfire prompted evacuations of 50 homes in several communities 85 miles northwest of Phoenix. Later that afternoon yesterday, the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office expanded the evacuations to include more residents in the town of Yarnell. Morrison says that several homes in the community of Glenisle have been burned. No injuries or deaths have been reported from that area. It says about 200 firefighters are fighting the wildfire, which has also forced the closure of parts of State Route 89. So,
wow. 19 people gone.
19
and these are
firefighters.
like the elite guys. These are guys that know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, they're professionals what they're doing, and they were taken away.
Somebody lost something.
Oh,
Somebody lost sight of that fire or something. I mean, that fire must be raging so bad.
Yeah, it had to have been a powerful fire.
That even knowing that, knowing your craft. Look at what happened with the girl with the Circus du Soleil. She fell off and died. Now they stopped the circus for a while.
Yep.
She was the one in that commercial. She was in some commercial doing all sorts of stuff. You remember she was eating an apple off a table and doing all this? She's the one who died. And, you know, you almost get this haunted feeling like,
yeah.
I mean, are they ever going to restart that fire department again with so many guys dead? It's the same thing that happened in New York.
Have to, well, of course they have to, because there's always going to be fire, just like there's always going to be crime. That's why the fire department is called, you know, with the city, like say Macon, like you have a New York, like the police in New York, or New York's finest, or it's Macon's finest, you know,
Macon has finest?
I'm just saying, whatever the city is, when they talk about police department, they're talking about the finest. When you have fire department, they're called, you know,
New York's bravest.
New York's
bravest.
Because first of all, you know, you can see fire isn't prejudice. They'll consume anybody and anything that's in its way. So you can't use any type of filibuster or stand your ground stuff. You just have to face that fire, or, you know, put it out, or you're gone.
Unless you're Superman.
Yeah, unless you're Superman.
By the way, I watched The Man of Steel over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
I think it's one of the best Superman movies out there.
All right. Well, thanks. Speaking of watching some cool guys, I was watching Celebrity Wife Swap last night on ABC. They had like these two wrestling legends, Roddy Piper and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. Their wives were swapped to live in each other's households. And it was really cool. It's like night and day, because Roddy Piper has like his 4 or 5 kids with his wife of 30 years.
So now they're making more kids.
No, they're not making no more kids.
His kids, her kids, their kids, they're all kids.
No, it's not. They live in like a really nice little place somewhere in Montana, Portland, Oregon. It's just beautiful land. They're like 10 acres of stuff just out of nowhere. He really loves his privacy. Whereas Ric Flair's like total opposite. He's like in Charlotte, North Carolina, spending money all the time, getting all the ladies. Woo! Rocking the 10 pounds of gold. Walk that aisle. To beat a man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
Who is this? What the
Ric
hell?
Flair.
Ric Flair. That son of a bitch. He's still around?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be going over since it's, the beginning of the 7th month. I want to look back 6 months. Do you know over 67 people that are very famous died just in the first 6 months?
Yeah.
We'll go over them.
Actually, Ric Flair, actually, he's not 70 yet, though. He's getting there. He's like about 62, 63. 63. He's in his 60s. I know that. He's about at least 62. And, you know, he's, I mean, you could tell from the show that he must have been like really, really depressed over the loss of his son, because they actually dedicated the episode to his son, Reed Flair, who died earlier, died of not too long ago, this year, earlier, I think about a month ago. He was 25 years old, young dude, very young guy. It was a really good show. I mean, even Roddy Piper was saying, you know, while Roddy Piper and had actually his girlfriend, wasn't really his wife per se, his significant other, because he'd been married 4 times. Like, no, I got tired of giving away my money. But he does give away money every time he hangs out. He buys everyone a drink. I don't know where he's getting his money from. He must got a lot of endorsements.
You're talking about Ric Flair?
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Yeah, the Bean says, I was 19 and he was a few years older than me. Yeah, I used to go see him in Macon when he first started. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Anyway, check this out. Mm-hmm. Ant asked me about Donnie. I don't know why he wants me to bring him up, but I will bring him up very briefly because I told Derek about it this morning. But we had a great conversation yesterday. No, I'm sorry, Friday after the show. He was all emotional about what happened. And he said, oh, I want to stop the drama. We got to work together. And I just kind of laid it out, you know, what I had been mentioning. You know, you stole our format and you won't own up to it. You know, that's just prideful. You know, once again, you live up to, you know, Mr. Know-It-All, and you knew it all, even though all you did was sit there, you know, sewing and lip syncing and doing absolutely nothing. You had 2 followers most of the time, which was Saibuki and somebody else. And then now all of a sudden you come on our show, you rip off a lot of our viewers by letting them know that you have a show. You're competing with us even though, you know, your show was mostly at night. And I went down the whole damn list. And then Gamer Girl was on there screaming about how much she hates you, Anthony. And how she's thinking of suing you for slander and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, go ahead, don't try, because as long as Anthony is not threatening you or not causing any harm to you or anything else, really, and this is not like Facebook. This is a show that, she said, well, I can get the history of it, and I got it down on tape, and I says, well, you and I are having a conversation on my phone. I'm sure that Anthony will ask me more, and I'll oblige more than happily to get the record of our conversation, you going off on him and saying what you're saying about him. So it's a tit for tat. I said, leave it alone already. And so it was funny. It was funny. I mean, you know, I don't know why they're getting so emotional over this stuff. It's not such a big deal. You can have your show. I don't care. But just admit, I mean, for God's sake, that what you did was exactly what I said you were going to do, which is why I mistreated you in the beginning of the show. And why I was so, you know, hung up on the idea that Donnie's coming on our show just to rip off and do stuff that is not cool. I said, I don't go on your show and start to promote my show. I don't go on your show and talk to your chatters, and as a matter of fact, I don't do any of that. Neither does Derek. Nobody does that. Ed doesn't do that, and Ed is more than capable of doing that. And yet nobody's doing that, but you come on our show and disrespect us. And you're the ones that left. I didn't ask you to leave. Oh, well, we left because of Anthony. I said, Anthony's been gone for over a month now. So what's your excuse now? Yeah. You know, anyway, we ended it up.
Yeah, I was just reading what Benny was like watching it.
All right.
I remember Channel 13 said about wrestling.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Talk about wrestling.
Yeah, we were, you know, they had some wrestling back in the day, and last night on ABC they had the Wife Swap, and usually I'm kind of glad because I usually get my wrestling fix during the weekend. It's kind of weird that way. Back in their 80s,
sounds like Bean was a big fan of wrestling.
Oh yeah, like during the weekdays, like during the 80s, like WWE back when it was called WWF, it seemed like they had the weekday wrestling shows on lock. They had like one on Monday night before they renamed it to Monday Night Raw. Then they had a Wednesday night show, And then I think they had a small WWF wrestling show on Sunday mornings, which I kind of hate. It was on Sunday mornings because it was like right before Kung Fu Theater, and that's when my parents always tried to drag us in the church, and they used to kind of tick me off because we would just get there like. You know, we always looking at the clock like, come on, we're already missing wrestling. Come on, we got at least see the second half hour of Kung Fu Theater because it come on right at noon, like from 12 to 2 p.m. and like used to tick us off like it'd be 1:30. Come on, when you gonna stop preaching? When you gonna stop?
Ed, we were disconnected.
It's crazy, man. Okay, I guess we'll soon will come back.
You're still on.
Okay.
I'm disconnected.
Oh, okay. And for some strange reason, see, WWE had like the weekday wrestling, whereas WCW had the weekend because they had the Saturday night and Sunday night. I love it when they had the Saturday night because it was like 2 hours of nonstop wrestling. And then sometimes they had to cut it down to 1 hour, you know, when baseball season starts because you're cutting into the Braves game. That kind of like takes me. Oh, yeah, man.
Well, listen, you know. I was a big wrestling fan when I was a kid because my father used to watch Mil Máscara. You remember him?
Mil Máscara.
Mil Máscara. Million Masks. Okay. The guy would come on with a different mask, but it was always the same. He always had a mask. He was always a big Mexican guy that pounced on everybody.
Oh, Luchadores, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that many.
No, I don't know what Luchadores is. It was used to be known Mil Máscara.
Oh, okay. Luchadores
come out and beat the shit out of everybody.
Well, see, Luchadores, it's a group of Mexican wrestlers, masked Mexican wrestlers, and then down to like superhero status. I mean, they're like the real life Superman, Batman, Spider-Man of
Mexico.
Yeah.
But in my day, there was only one Mil Máscara. There was only one guy, and he was in a lot of like Mexican films, and they were real edgy. Like they used to show like women's breasts all the time, and he would like hover over them and feel them up, and it was kind of weird. He was kind of a cult figure in the Mexican community. And of course, my father loved Mexican movies because they were kind of cowboyish. I mean, I remember I was about 8 years old, and he takes me to see a movie. Now, check this. I'm an 8-year-old kid. And he takes me to see a movie about this woman who was kidnapped, thrown in the back of a 16-wheeler trailer, and raped constantly. And that was like, I'm sitting there watching this. They didn't actually show the rape. They just showed the guy approaching her. She was all, with a gigantic boobies, like crying out. I mean, that's the kind of shit I used to see as a kid. I don't think they even allow with all this PC, this kind of movie anymore. Right?
Right.
They would probably go crazy. Santos. Jim Kelly of Enter the Dragon fame. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know. We'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But the show was really good. Is that after it was over, when Ric Flair's girlfriend lived in Roddy Piper's household, and when Roddy Piper's wife lived in Ric Flair's household, they basically got they learned a lot from each other. Ric Flair decided he's gonna start hanging out with his family more because instead of like hanging out. Over at, in the clubs at Charlotte or at the bars and stuff, buying people drinks and stuff. It's like, woo, because I think he's just trying to.
You think he came up with that woo before Michael Jackson?
No, but, probably he did go because he is a little bit older than Michael. So. Yeah. But he probably got him a little richer, to be honest, if anything. But, because Roddy was kind of worried about it because, you spending money left and right. I mean, you want to save your money. You don't want to end up going broke, like MC Hammer, a whole lot of other wrestlers and stuff. Because people, you got to know where people hang with you who are your real friends or people just hang with you because you're Ric Flair. You'll have a picture of them. People will pose to have a picture on Facebook and you buy them a drink or something. Hey, give me a drink. Buy me a drink. that type of stuff. You don't
By
want
the way, we're up to 27. 27 is the number of football players who have been in jail
since
the beginning of the
Super Bowl.
Since the Super Bowl, right.
It's not even
which is what
February 2. So and it's just been July.
5 months.
5 months. Not even 6 months.
27 football players. I think, and here's the other thing. I saw this documentary, especially on football players, where they invest their money on all this hocus pocus stuff, which is the reason why a lot of them go broke. So help me. And you should see some of the names that were up there. I mean, big time names. Some of them are small fries, but a lot of big time names lost millions of dollars in stupid investments because people would approach them. Oh, I got this gig, I got that, and they got sucked in.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, so let's go to that story about what is his name? The guy that died, Jeff, whatever.
Jim Kelly?
Yeah, Jim Kelly.
Yes.
You got that story up?
Yes, I do. Martial arts actor known as Jim
Enter the
Kelly,
Dragon guy.
best known for Enter the Dragon, has died.
Wow.
Jim Kelly, who parlayed his martial arts skills into a successful but brief career in action movies, has died. He was 67 years old. Jim Kelly's former wife, Marilyn Dishman, told CNN that the actor died Saturday of cancer but did not elaborate. Jim Kelly worked as a martial arts instructor in Los Angeles when he was tapped for his first film role in the action movie Melinda, but he is best known for his work in the 1973 legendary Bruce Lee film Enter the Dragon. Kelly's appearance in the movie was brief. Fans lamented that he was off too soon, but his electrifying afro, his lanky 6'2" frame, and his wisecracks left an impression. Man, you came straight out of a comic book.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, in Enter the
That's
Dragon.
an honor.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Now-
That's Jim Kelly right there.
Yeah, there he is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As a
Now you went straight to the grave.
dang man, too soon, man. He just got put in the coffin, man.
Yeah.
Like that. Well, anyway, producers came calling, and after he capitalized on the attention by taking the title role of Black Belt Jones the following year, starring Jim Kelly, a spate of other roles followed throughout the 70s, but most notably, 3 the Hard Way, but then dried up. That was the movie action film he had with Fred Williamson, most known of Black Caesar.
Now he's really going to dry up.
Yeah. In later years, Kelly took up tennis professionally, became a ranked player on the USTA senior circuit. Wow. He says he never left the movie business. As he told
I didn't see him around. What other movie was he in?
He was in Black Belt Jones and 3 the Hard Way. It was one of those blaxploitation films.
Oh, okay.
But he was never far from the screen or the spotlight. In 2004, he starred with basketball star LeBron James in a Nike commercial that spoofed another Bruce Lee film, Game of Death. And he sometimes appeared in comic book conventions, much to the delight of his lasting fans. Among them is Anthony Bourdain, star of CNN's Parts Unknown. He says he actually posted on Kelly's Facebook page, R.I.P. Jim Kelly, hero of my grindhouse youth. And he was survived by his lifetime partner of 33 years and wife.
Wow. Rest in peace, Jim Kelly.
Yes, rest in peace.
While you were here, you sure kicked it.
Yes, you did. He definitely
Now he
kicked
kicked the bucket. Woo! Now.
You come straight out of a comic book. That was a...
Know what he said?
Yeah, I remember when he was...
What was the other one?
I remember he was in 3 the Hard Way because I remember renting that movie back in college. Because we used to watch a whole lot of blaxploitation.
Well, since it's and I talked to you and Ed about this earlier. Since it's the beginning of the 7th month, I want to briefly look back and just do a few of the people that have died so far. And, it just surprises the hell out of me how many people have died off that are big, gigantic, big-time name. Remember Devo?
Yeah.
I used to love that group. The drummer had died, Alan Myers. I didn't even know he was dead. The Bobby Blue Bland, I guess he was an old modern soul blues singer.
Yeah. He was 83 years old.
Yeah, you had Richard Matheson, the guy that wrote Terror, 20,000 Feet.
Yeah.
Legend, I Am Legend, and all that, big director. Of course, James Gandolfini, that was a big guy from Sopranos. Slim Whitman.
I'm glad I don't own a gun.
Esther Williams, that woman that used to swim a lot. She had a very soft body. Deacon Jones, that's one of your guys.
Yeah.
David Deacon Jones. Frank Lautenberg. Frank Lautenberg, he was big in New York. That guy was always on the news. Gene Stapleton from All in the Family. Ed Shonseki, or whatever. Shaughnessy. He was a great drummer for The Tonight Show for many years. Who else? All right, anybody that's NASCAR, that guy, Dick Trickle.
Yeah, Dick
That
Trickle.
sounds weird.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like
Trickling
a porn
Dick.
movie.
Anyway. Dr. Joyce Brothers, who I thought was dead already, but she was still
she
alive.
is dead.
Yeah. Joanne Cooper, she was in the daytime soap. Yeah. Let's see. A Grammy Award-winning guitarist, Jeff Hanneman. And let's see, Chris Kelly.
Yeah, from Crisscross.
Crisscross. And who else? We had George Jones, who used to beat his wife, a very famous guy.
Very famous country singer, yeah.
Just kidding. But who else? Richie Havens. You remember him? From Woodstock, the black guy. Who else? Pat Summerall.
Yeah.
Remember him?
NFL.
Jonathan Winters, the comedian. Annette Funicello.
Yes, very beautiful young woman.
MIC. And British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher is dead. Roger Ebert, the fat guy from The Critic, 2 thumbs up. I guess his thumb is in the ground now. Miss Henson, Jane Henson, the wife of Jim Henson.
Oh, now that I didn't know.
Yeah, she's dead. And who else? Phil Ramone.
Wow.
He's a big producer. You remember him? Let's see. Deke Richards. You heard of him. He was a center.
He died on my birthday at age 68.
He died on your birthday. So.
And Jim Weeder.
Jim Weeder.
Jim Weeder. He's a famous weight trainer and bodybuilder. He influenced a lot of people. He curated the Mr. Olympia bodybuilding contest and brought famous people to
look at how gorgeous this girl was.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, Krista Speck Croft, 1962.
She was hottie.
Yeah, she died.
That picture is from when I was born. Look at that.
Died March 22nd of this year, natural cause, at the age of 70. She was 1962 Playmate of the Year.
Wow, she was hot.
Wow.
You know this one, right? Rena Golden. You seem to know all those Indian women.
Okay. Rena
Anyway,
Golden.
she was a big famous CNN character.
CNN reported she died of lymphoma.
Harry Reams, remember him? From Deep Throat.
I don't know about that.
He was from Deep Throat, and
that's
he
the
died.
one. I don't remember seeing that film. At least
I guess
he's
what is it? He's flatulent now.
Yeah, he's worm food now.
Bobby Smith from the Spinners. Bobby Smith, Princess Lillian. Go to this Hugo Chavez. He called President Bush demonio.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny is my father used to call us all that. Demons. Bobby Rogers from
Bonnie Franklin.
Dale Robinson, Roger Street, and the list goes on. C. Everett Koop. Remember him?
Yes.
He was Attorney General. Lou Myers, he was always on a Different World. Well, my son. Mindy McCready, that's terrible. She committed suicide.
Yeah.
That very sad. And of course, the legendary Ed Koch. We'll end it at there. New York's Mayor Ed Koch, who.
Rocco says your fat cunt buddy was ranting on you yesterday. I'm assuming it's Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what are we
but
talking
speaking
about?
of,
Hey, Rocco.
I almost forgot. There was another, speaking of wrestling, Tyler, when you were talking about all these wrestlers that have died. Also, I don't know if you heard about it, just recently, R.I.P. Maniac Matt Bourne, a.k.a. Doink the Clown, died this weekend. Maniac Matt Bourne, he was a second-generation wrestling star who funneled his own personal issues into the twisted Doink the Clown character in the WWE, back then known as the WWF. He has recently died. He was 56 years old. He was apparently found dead this morning by his girlfriend in their Plano, Texas home.
He's a cartoon character.
I never heard of Doink.
I never heard of Doink the Clown. Who is that?
He was a wrestler. He was like fairly somewhat known back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, he basically came and went.
I guess Doink went Doink.
Yeah.
Doink.
Yes, he was born Matt Wade Osborne in July 27, 1957 in Oregon. He was the son of tough Tony Bourne, a star in the Pacific Northwest in Texas. He was a high school wrestler and began slowly making his way into Portland wrestling as a professional. Under the name Maniac Matt Bourne, he wrestled in numerous places in WCW when he was Big Josh, a lumberjack. He was apparently found dead. He was also, but his role as Doink the Clown in the WWE always seemed closest to his heart and his real personality, according to friends. It was basically part of his upbringing and his relationship with Moondog Lonnie Main. Was it wow?
Wow. Well,
Incredible.
I say zoinks to doink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Send in the clown.
That
That was such a sad song.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, by the way,
still is now.
Yeah, it still is.
Says,
depends on who sings.
Yeah, maybe it's Bean says maybe Doink was doinked out.
You know, I have a cousin who actually has a phobia. So help me God. She cannot have one clown around her. She will freak out. You want to send her like a bomb threat or something like that? Send her a picture of a clown. I'll give you the address later. But what is that called, by the way?
What, bozophobia?
No. Maybe.
Something like a fear
what?
clown.
Does anybody know a person? There's got to be somebody intelligent on here, I'm sure.
A fear of
It's
clowns?
called www.google.com.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a picture of Doink.
Yeah, that's
Doink.
Doink.
Yeah, Doink the Clown, yeah.
Man, no wonder she's afraid of him. That guy's scary looking.
Which kind of makes sense because a lot of people do have bozophobia. I mean, I hope that's the right.
I don't know. It's like something like you know, the same thing as something like the spider, whatever.
Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. But you know, there are some people who do have a fear of clowns. I mean, I remember I had a fear of clowns once. I mean, because
It's coulrophobia.
oh, okay,
All I do is Google it. Took me
What's it
like
called?
10 seconds.
okay.
Google it.
It's weird though.
Coulrophobia.
I mean,
C-O-U-L.
Yeah, I mean,
R-O-P-H-O-B-I-A.
it was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, back.
And guess what? It's no laughing matter. It's a serious issue.
I know it's not a laughing matter. I used to have a fear of clowns. That's why I went to Burger King instead of McDonald's when I
So
was
what
a
are
kid.
you doing with us?
You don't have
You're
makeup
not scared of
on.
us?
You don't have makeup on and big floppy shoes on. That's
I
why.
remember
Yeah.
wearing makeup.
And that
Yeah.
mouth that's painted on you.
So how come nobody got scared of Kiss?
Because they play guitars.
Oh.
See?
Oh, so the guitar playing clown.
Speaking of
I guess they
clowns.
weren't selling milkshakes and French fries while they were doing that. They probably would have freaked me out back
And
then.
bring all the boys to the park. Don't
It's
forget
better
your
than-
umbrella, Ella.
Yeah. Good one.
And speaking of clowns, we had a shootout. Good.
Yeah, I was saying what ATT says. Yeah, remember the movie It? Steven Spielberg. Yeah, the Stephen King. Stephen King had the. I remember they made the novel It by Stephen King about the clown killed all those kids and ended up being a spider. Oh yeah, that was
They
really
end up
scary.
what?
The book It by
Okay.
Stephen King.
And what's the premise?
It was about this evil clown named Pennywise that was in these kids' nightmares and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and killed them. That was. I remember they made a TV.
Did he
movie.
kill the kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a
Well, he
TV
gave
movie
him more
about it
than nightmares,
on ABC. Well, actually, it's more like a miniseries because it was like a two-parter. It was a really good movie, really good miniseries that made a TV movie. It kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies myself, you know.
Well, my cousin cannot even look at a clown. She freaks out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like my
understand.
sister not liking mayonnaise and my brother not eating chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You ever
They all
watch,
have these phobias.
You ever watch Drew Carey show?
Yeah,
Remember Mimi?
yeah,
Oh.
She scared the fuck out of me.
yeah.
It was
that's
like, I'm surprised she no one ain't shot her. Like, man, you gotta be.
Yeah.
I would have been packing if I was working
I
with that
just hate
chick.
to
I'm
be.
sorry.
I'd hate to be the person that goes to the bathroom after she left it. That's all I have. By the way, speaking of clowns, you got 9 people were shot in East Flatbush. This is a neighborhood that I used to live in Brooklyn, early Sunday at a house party. 4 men and 5 women, all younger than 45, sustained injuries and were transported to 4 different hospitals. 7 patients were released who remain in the hospital are in stable condition. The injuries are not life-threatening, according to New York Police Sophia Tassie Mason. Police said the shooting on East 52nd Street began around 1 a.m. A neighbor who lives nearby said that she heard a series of gunshots. The neighborhood is a mixed residential and commercial buildings, and according to NYPD statistics, there have been 21 shooting incidents reported in the area this year alone. The number of shooters involved is still unknown, and the police are searching for one or more of the suspects. Oh well, there you have it. Crooklyn. That's what happens in Brooklyn. People like to shoot each other up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, Bean. Yeah, John Wayne Casey, that serial killer. He used to dress up as a clown too. Woo! Boy, you talking about somebody who couldn't wait to pull the switch on that Joker. Sheesh, that Joker was evil.
You know, could you imagine, like, if there was a clown right now that was going around, like, killing people? Let me not say this, because I may give some people some ideas, but...
They'll be looking for you.
It's unbelievable. Well, believe me,
Clowns.
there are better and more ambitious clowns than me out
there. Clowns are usually tall.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's some short clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Some. But yeah, they're more famous when they're normal side, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see you in a clown outfit. Yeah. But anyway, listen, do you know, you better watch it on Facebook. Thank God we're not in Grenada.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a place that Reagan bombed or did something with it. You remember that?
Yeah, back in 83.
Yeah, back in 83.
30 years ago, wow.
30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan went into Grenada and took it back from whoever. Anyway, have you ever been so grossly offended by your Facebook friend? Daily Blitz's are really obvious opinions. I hate when I lose stuff. Or their live blogging of their kids. Every move. Here's Jenny breathing. Yeah, you ever see that on Facebook?
Alright, I just took a crap.
That you wish they face legal repercussions? It's true. Sometimes I go, I wish you was sued just for saying that stupid ad, I'm having a biscuit at McDonald's. Like, who cares? Well, in Grenada, social media users who offend others can now be fined. Or even end up in prison. Legislators approved a bill that officially makes it a crime to offend anyone on sites like Twitter, Facebook, the Associated Press reports. But alas, providing too many mundane personal details or oversharing wouldn't exactly be enough to warrant a crime. Too bad. The lawmakers are more focused on punishing users who slander companies or individuals. So watch it, folks. Yeah, unfreaking believable. Anyway, this whole medium is so new that you can just invent a law by, almost anything. If you're wondering how this will work, complaints about any potentially offensive comment will be filed with the police, and then a judge will ultimately decide if the message was indeed offensive. Check this out. Depending on the severity, a poster could be fined up to $37,000 or face 3 years in jail.
Oh my goodness.
The measure is a larger bill that addresses electronic stalking, cyber theft, and distribution of child pornography. But as far as the crimes go, there are all usual suspects. Punishing offensive messages on social media is newer territory. And who knows? If the law ends up working out and really curbing online slander, maybe lawmakers will eventually get around to punishing oversharers and constant complainers too.
Dang, could you imagine that? Could you imagine you get locked up? You get locked up and stuff. People talk about, hey, what are you in for? I've been Facebooked.
Yeah, this is this will. Let me just say this. This is in Grenada, by the way.
Yeah, they throw the Facebook at you.
You know, but they could use that. I mean, believe it or not, they could probably use that to number one, Facebook won't allow you to post more than one message that sounds complaining, or they can actually take on that law here. You never know. I mean, there are people on Facebook that put stuff on Facebook that is about as annoying and stupid and ridiculous that I sit there sometimes and go, this is a waste of time for me to be on here watching all these posts. And I like the videos when they put up videos that I haven't seen in, 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
I like some inspirational stuff that they put on.
Yeah.
I like when they say, do you like this if you remember, and they have, a picture of good times on, or I like some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But they should find the people that send me Farmville, Gameville, Schmidtville, Schmuckville. All of those people should be fined.
Yeah, well,
I can't stand those bastards when they do that.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of games. Like, look, I can't play. I haven't even played Farmville in like 6 months. I'm trying to figure out, how do you cancel yourself from playing those games? I haven't been on Farmville in a while. I haven't been on Vampire Wars in years. Well, not even years. Wow. Months. It's been almost a year since I actually been on that. I mean, because I haven't had enough time to do it, to play it, because it eats up your time.
Yeah, it does. Really does. I mean, that's how I do. I mean, when I want to go to bed and it's late in the evening and I can't sleep, and because I have bouts of insomnia. It just depends on where my nerves are at that day. And I go on Facebook right away. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I read a few posts and I'm like, oh, this did it.
Yeah.
And by the way, ATT, Facebook booted every site that is pro-firearm and promotes pro-legal firearm company. Good morning, Donnie Curry.
Yes, yeah.
Let me see. Good to have you on the show, buddy.
I only play Cityville for some reason. I kind of like Cityville.
Yeah, Cityville. Yeah, I get all these, invitations to all this crap. I don't want to do it. It's like, why are you sending me that? I'm always like letting people know, do me a favor. If it's not important, don't send me anything. No messages about joining this and promoting some cause that you have. Fight against animal abuse. And as much as I promote not abusing animals, I don't need to be told 1,000 times to join another pro-animal rights group. I'm sorry. After a while, you start to look like an animal.
Yeah.
Constantly sending those messages.
Look,
anyway.
I have some more local news right now. There were 5 injured in the Eastman accident. Says weather is believed to have been a contributing factor in a Dodge County accident that sent 5 people to the hospital. The Eastman Examiner reported 2 cars that were involved in a collision on the 341 bypass in Eastman on Highway 117 around 9 p.m. Sunday night. 5 people, 2 adults and 3 children were transported to the Dodge County Hospital for treatment. One of the injured had to be cut from their red Honda Civic. They had to use the jaws of life to get them out of their Honda Civic. It was just totally totaled. The Georgia State Patrol is investigating the accident. That's some really crazy stuff, because the weather has been going on because it's been wet out there. Last year is like night and day. Last year you were praying for rain, hoping for rain, but now it's like it's like the dam burst or something like that. So we're just getting rain for the past 7-8 days right now.
Cool.
In other news, the son of Twiggs County Commissioner dies in a Macon House fire. A Macon House fire killed the son of a Twiggs County Commissioner Sunday morning. Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones has reported that 50-year-old Terry Floyd died when his home in the 100 block of Stonewall Place in the Vineville Historic District went up in flames around 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Jones says Floyd is the son of Twiggs County Commissioner Donald Floyd. There were working smoke detectors in the home, yet Macon police and Macon Fire and Rescue are investigating the incident, and an autopsy is scheduled for later today.
Wow.
We'll get more updates on that, maybe sometime later this afternoon or tonight.
Wow. Anyway, I hate when that happens. I know my brother died in a fire, and it's a terrible, just a tragedy when you lose someone that could have survived. I mean, whether he jumped out a window or whatever to get out. But when you hear something like that going on, it's not like getting shot. Getting shot is almost like, what do you call it? Russian roulette. Or, it just so happens you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But when you're in your home and this shit happens, it's terrible.
Yeah, very terrible.
I mean, home is a haven.
Yeah, it's supposed to be your sanctuary. Sanctuary from the BS.
It's the same thing with these firefighters out in
Arizona.
In Arizona who died. I mean, it's just terrible. Terrible way to go. What else is in the news, guys? I'm trying to look for stuff here. I got so much, but I don't want to jump around where I got people like.
Actually, I got something from Columbus, Georgia. Some state news. Ex-Georgia radio personality was found dead. Police in Western Georgia say that a former Columbus radio personality has been found dead behind a church. Authorities say that 57-year-old David Rutherford was found dead behind Greater Ward Chapel AME Church Wednesday, and reported the man's death has been ruled a homicide. Rutherford, originally from New Jersey, became a taxi driver after retiring from Magic 101.3 FM. Police have yet to disclose details on the man's death, but neighbors told the television station that they heard Rutherford being robbed outside of his house, and his body was later moved out of sight. Rutherford was known as Dave Ford while he was on the air, has also worked for radio stations in Manchester, Georgia, Miami, and Washington, D.C.
Wow.
I have a comment to make.
Go.
Mark Vaughn has installed, pushed in the instant message feature, so y'all give it a try. If you want to have instant private conversations, go right ahead.
I saw that this morning.
The chat too.
Yeah.
So experiment with it, and I'm sure he wants to work the bugs out of it too. So
yeah. So you see that Vaughn is getting upgraded. Whichever way you want to call it. We have a couple of. Did you do the Barnesville hit and run accident? Barnesville college student?
No, not yet.
Okay, here we go. Barnesville college student killed in a hit and run. A 20-year-old college student died Saturday night in a hit and run accident in Barnesville. That's according to Georgia State Patrol of Forsyth. It happened just before midnight Saturday. Georgia State college student Alexandria, is a female, Noel Desir was walking on Rose Avenue. She was heading to work in the Huddle House. The Huddle House is right here on College Street. That's where this guy, Craig Hamilton, and all those people live. When an unknown vehicle hit her, according to Lee Major, Sergeant Class First Commander, Desir died at the scene, or Desir. Major said that night's GSP, Specialized Collision Reconstruction Team, is investigating the case.
Georgia State Patrol.
Yeah, Georgia State Patrol.
Where's her Huddle House? There's a Huddle House in Macon?
What?
There's a Huddle House in Macon?
No, she lives in Forsyth, but she worked at the Huddle House. I bet she was like the front desk because it's like a big apartment.
I said there's one in Macon, though?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, probably just outside when you go into Forsyth.
Oh, wait a minute. I think, is the Huddle House a restaurant that eats? They call it, the other one's a Hubble House. Never mind.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, Huddle House is up on the side.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Hubble.
Hubble on over to the Huddle House.
Yeah, Huddle House is yummy. Yeah, actually, I used to eat at the Huddle House up in, it's kind of a rip-off of
Waffle
House. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Also, I had some other news. It was really, really bad what's going on.
And by the way, I want to preface this before we move on to the story. A lot of people have said to me that half the people on your show don't give a crap about what's going on local. And I answer back by saying, look, we live in Macon, Georgia, and for those of you who live in England, Australia, Massachusetts, or on the moon, this is a local show that goes on internationally. So at least you get to know what's going on in a very small part of this world called Macon, Georgia.
Yes.
And it's important that we do our local, that we take care of our local people who are on here as well as taking on international news.
Yes.
So it's all about, and it's important to us to do local news. Got it, Derek.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Some bad news in Augusta. Break-in reported at James Brown Arena in Augusta. Police in Augusta are investigating a break-in reported in the city James Brown Arena. The Augusta Chronicle reports a security guard called police early Friday morning to report a burglary in progress at the arena near downtown Augusta. Security guard told the police that he saw two men walking around inside the arena before officers arrived, but no suspects were found in the building. Police say investigators suspect the men pried open the door to gain access to the arena, but nothing inside appeared to be tampered with or missing, so far as we know.
Oh, Lord. Well, here we go. By the way, let's go down our roster because we haven't even said good morning. Half these guys are on, and I'm glad to see a few that I haven't seen in a while. So, Derek, why don't you do the honors?
Yes, good morning, Graybeard Sean.
Yeah,
thanks for
Graybeard. I haven't seen you in a
Thanks for
bit.
coming in from where you've been. Also, thank you for coming in. Also, the Bean.
Yeah,
also, Amelia, Ashley 34, ATT, Attila the Hun,
Cool.
Donnie Curry, Funky Dillo, Mr. 9909, Rocco, Shoddy Brave, Too Much, Ellen Megan, and Tower of London.
Yeah, it's nice to have you all, really.
Thank
Love when you guys show up. I know all of you have your own personalities, and you always have something great to add to the show, and we're grateful.
Yes,
always
very
grateful.
grateful.
And
look at the,
bad morning back to you, Tower. I know a bad morning to you is like Michael Jackson saying bad. You know I'm bad, which means good.
Yes.
Everything is backwards. Kind of like the N-word.
Bizarre.
It actually means, hi, how are you, my brother?
Yes.
But to some people, it's like... And it depends on who says it.
Yes.
And how they say it, right?
Yeah.
And if you
And how
drop
it's
the
spelled.
R in it, it's a whole different story. You just remember, drop the letter R.
Yes. And you won't end up.
And
you won't end
replace
up in
the
the
E with an
ER.
A.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Replace the E with an A and drop the R, and it changes the whole word.
Yeah, and you won't end up in the ER.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Exactly.
what do you know?
By the way, speaking of possibly ending up in the ER, you know the Gay Pride Parade was in New York.
Oh, okay.
And I want to make mention of this because, you know, they made a big deal out of Paula Dean, and I was one of them. I'm guilty. But in fact, this guy, Alec Baldwin, is like a homophobic guy, or at least that's what he said. His wife said he was pregnant. Said, you're not homophobic. You're not homophobic. Maybe that's the same thing like Paula Dean, who's not racist, but she still uses the word. Maybe Alec Baldwin is not homophobic, but he still uses the insulting word of, you know, those words, fag and this and that, gay.
He said queen, though.
And
I don't
queen.
think
No,
he
but
said
that believe me, that's just one of his Twitters.
Oh.
I mean, there was one before that he did the same thing. It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me a lot of that guy who was in
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson. This guy, you know, these guys are just crazy. It kind of reminds me of me too. Well, when I lose control, I could say just about anything. But I would never use the N-word or anything, but I'll use the other word that are probably worse sounding.
Okay.
Anyway, the Gay Pride Parade was celebrated in New York City. And unbelievable how many people showed up to this thing. Let me see. Days after the Supreme Court used her lawsuit, they say her lawsuit.
Yes.
Supreme Court is
Edith
female?
Windsor. Well, it says that Edith Windsor. Windsor was the one who
Oh,
had
that's right.
like,
Her lawsuit to grant same-sex couples federal marriage benefits. Edith Windsor led the city's Gay Pride March yesterday. If somebody had told me 15 years ago that I would be the marshal of New York City's Gay Pride Parade in 2013 at the age of 84, I wouldn't have believed it. She said as thousands of revelers celebrate a successful challenge to the Defense of Marriage Act's definition of marriage as between a man and a woman. Windsor got the rush hour treatment from parade goers who held "Thank you, Edie" signs along the route, lined with floats, banners, and costumed celebrants, and half-naked people. It doesn't say that, but I know. Believe me, I've been to that. Including one Batman kissing his Robin. We got that picture somewhere. I sent it to Ed. I hope he puts it up. It's funny as hell. Anyway, there you go.
There you go.
I just wanted to bring that up.
They're
all galloping and happy and gay.
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, it's 9:02. 9:02.
Oh, we're going on break.
Yes, 9:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 70 degrees and cloudy with a high of 87 and a low of 70 degrees. It's also going to be kind of wet this week. Not just today, but this whole week. So you might want to have your barbecue indoors if you want to check it out. We're going to have some more stories, particularly more sports-related news, especially of the list of the 27 plus... including the 27 plus NFL players that have been arrested since this year's Super Bowl, which was back in February. It hasn't even been barely 5 months. We have that many players, NFL players, arrested. Well, anyway, we'll be right back. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House.
Stay with us.
Don't touch your remote or mouse.
A shitload of stories to go.
President Barack Obama will land at Fort Kloof Air Force Base, just a few kilometers from here. It's his second visit to South Africa, but his first as President of the United States. His talks with African leaders are expected to cover bilateral relations, education, health, security, and development cooperation in Africa. This trip is also vital for the US administration as they try and play catch-up with the Chinese, who have made strong political and economic inroads on the continent. In recent years, the US have been seen as an aid giver and not so much a trading partner. While many South Africans are excited about Obama's arrival, factions such as the group behind me are not welcoming the US visitors. The No You Can't or No Obama campaign is made up of various political groups and the public. Some are blaming Obama for crimes against war, while others are blaming him for, say, global warming.
I think that it's very clear at the moment that the Nobel Peace Prize givers made a mistake because Obama has not actually contributed to any peace building across the world. Instead, he has started wars. He has continued U.S. aggression and the violation of basic human rights.
We don't share similar values with that of President Obama in the USA, which represent injustice, aggression, war, imperialism, an atrocious system of capitalism.
They're also criticizing the US support for Israel and say that the world power are undermining development in Africa. Either way, the group's actions aren't expected to halt the president's visits to Soweto, Cape Town, and Pretoria. Yusuf Omar, Pretoria.
News that moves. ENCA.com.
Warning tonight from the parents of an Austin man who turned 19 in jail last month.
Yeah, they want other teens to remember what they say on social media could change their lives forever. The Night Beat Shelton Green is in our newsroom now to explain. Shelton.
Well, Tyler and Terry, it's what that teenager said on Facebook and when he said it that landed him in hot water. His dad says his son was simply joking and messing around and doesn't deserve the 8 years in prison he's now facing. What began in February as a friendly game of League of Legends ended with an Austin teenager in the Coleman County Jail. 19-year-old Justin Carter is charged with making a terroristic threat.
These people are serious. They want my son to go away to jail for a sarcastic comment that he made.
League of Legends is an online multiplayer video game where participants engage in battle. Justin's dad says his son got into an argument with someone on Facebook after the game. That's when things turned ugly.
Someone had said something to the effect of, you're insane, you're crazy, you're messed up in the head. And which he replied, oh yeah, I'm real messed up in the head. I'm going to go shoot up a school full of kids and eat their still beating hearts. And then the next two lines were LOL and JK.
LOL for laughing out loud and JK for joking. But police weren't laughing. The statement was made 2 months after dozens of youngsters were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut.
Justin was the kind of kid that didn't read the newspaper. He didn't watch television. He wasn't aware of current events.
Carter says a woman in Canada saw Justin's post and found his address was a few hundred yards away from an elementary school. She called Austin police.
These kids maybe they don't realize what they're doing. They don't understand the implications. They don't understand public space.
Carter started an online petition which he's hoping will get his son's case attention and eventually his freedom.
If I can just help one person to understand that social media is not a playground. The things you're saying can and will be used against you.
Now, an Austin police detective says in light of recent situations, statements such as the one that Justin made are taken seriously. APD has now turned the case over to New Braunfels PD because detectives believe that's where Justin was when he made this post. He has a hearing scheduled for July 1st. In the newsroom, Shelton Green for KP News Night Beat.
New at 4, a woman says police are not taking the rape of her underage nephew seriously because a woman is accused of raping him. Channel 2's Tom Jones reports from DeKalb County where the teen's aunt says this has turned her life upside down.
Nobody took me serious. Nobody took the case serious. Because we got the laughs and the jokes.
We're not identifying this woman to protect the identity of her nephew. She thinks gender bias is why DeKalb County Police didn't seriously consider her claims that a 33-year-old woman raped her 15-year-old nephew.
Because if it was a female that was 15, pregnant by a 33-year-old, he would be under the jail.
33-year-old Janelle Goforth is in jail. Police have now charged her with statutory rape and child molestation. Officers say she became pregnant and has since had a baby boy, and the 15-year-old boy is the father. I pointed out to the woman that police did arrest Goforth. She told me she brought this to police attention back in January.
She been freely all this time.
The woman is not happy Goforth allowed her relatives to get guardianship of the child and won't let her or the father see the baby. And she says Goforth refuses to take a DNA test to prove the baby is his.
I just need the DNA test. I'm not going to take her word for it.
She wants Goforth to be registered as a sex offender and she wants her to serve time. But most of all,
I just wanted to treat it as if it was a female.
The detective on this case says it was handled no differently than any other he investigates. Goforth is being held in the DeKalb County Jail. Reporting in DeKalb County, Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
What's going to happen when it comes back on? Could be anything. The camera program fucked up. Alright, here you go. You're back by yourself.
And we are back. We are back. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties.
We always have technical difficulties with this stupid program.
Yeah, and plus,
I don't know what's wrong with it.
And plus, we had bad weather and all that also. But that was some really disturbing stuff. I mean, going on with the with that chat with the guy who was Justin Carter. Was it because of some internet cyberbullying? That was just really crazy stuff. Speaking of some crazy stuff,
there's some crazy stuff right there.
Yeah.
Hey, finally popped the question.
Testicle difficulties. So finally, not only
now I know why they wear tights.
Yeah.
And why the hell is he wearing his underwear on the outside? At least Man of Steel knows where to wear his underwear now, inside.
Well, yeah, it's on inside.
Did you see the movie?
No,
his
not
underwear
yet.
is on the inside.
No, yeah, but I've seen the costume, so he finally got the point. He finally got the hint.
Doesn't that look so lovely?
Well, we're talking about his underwear on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and also, what was that story about
the
teenager?
Overweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cold-blooded because of cyberbullying. What was some?
Well, he made a comment on some game chat thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you gotta be careful what you say on Facebook. They take it seriously.
I know, not just Facebook, but Twitter too. I mean, I know you heard about this story right here from theblaze.com. that said that if Zimmerman gets up, I'm gonna go kill a white boy. It says Trayvon Martin supporters are making
all those tweets,
shocking threats.
People are so emotional about this whole thing.
Yes, it says Twitter has been buzzing with death threats against Zimmerman and random white people for the truly ambitious and Hispanic/white person. If the verdict isn't guilty as charged in the murder trial, which Zimmerman is pleading self-defense in his fatal shooting of Martin. And basically, they had a lot of folks on Twitter that was just been making all these threats. You had this one guy like P.W. Woods says, if hashtag Zimmerman get off, I'm gonna kill him myself, so no one want to take care of his Mexico burrito eating ass. Angela, who is half, she said, fuck it, I'll kill Zimmerman myself. A female, jeez. Jasmine Jones says, I'll kill Zimmerman myself. Fuck it, F it. Dang.
Well,
these people are.
Did you see what the girl, the lawyer's daughter, or whatever, West, also sent on Instagram? A picture of her and her, I guess, her friend and the father all eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Saying something about stupid was just. Once again, I mean, everybody, this whole social media shit can get you engulfed in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they do, no doubt about it.
Think before you post. Take your time. Don't go out there on a whim while your emotions are running high. You're typing away like an emotional high and put shit down on Facebook because it's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Think about before you post anything how this is going to look. I mean, think about texting, right? A lot of people have texted me, and it sounds like they're screaming at me, when in fact, all they're putting down is words. Well, the problem with social media and this kind of stuff is that you're not able to get what is a very important part of communication. It's called body language.
Right.
It's called facial feature. It's called so many other issues that are left out when you're on social media.
Right.
And so what happens is people read a lot of shit wrong and you get yourself in trouble. So it's very important that you say, okay, before I put this down, I want to make sure I word this right so that people don't get the wrong impression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I understand. But speaking of...
Yeah, I agree with you, Rocco. It's a great venue for those hackers that like to hang on. And a bunch of cowards. Don't forget cowards.
Oh, yeah, they're cowards. Not only they're cowards, but they're lazy too. Like, I'm gonna kick you behind. Send.
Yeah, but I'm not getting
I remember the old school bullies, where they just talk trash in your face.
It was
you know?
a CB. You get on the CB.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this little guy about 2 inches tall, talking like a big man.
Yeah.
You walk in and you go, "Where's the motherfucker?"
Anyway,
what about that one? What about that female? I mean, that was just straight up cold blooded about this 33-year-old.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
By the way, gray beard. Do you know? Are you gay? Because it seems like you have it all worked out, and it only takes one to know one before you make a statement about something that you may not know of.
Yes.
And it's almost like, you know, a person who's never had 1 ounce of alcohol and trying to give advice to somebody who's an alcoholic. You may have some idea on what to do, but do you really have experience to be able to make a statement? Although it makes sense, you know. It wasn't so much a choice. Let me read what he said. But a series of events in life where the emotionally gay just feel safer with the same-sex relationship.
Yes, I was trying to say pet. Yeah. I was just correcting what the spell thing that what she was writing on the last one. Yeah. I know what you meant. I know what you meant on the speed. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Speaking of pedophiles, what was that video? Are you able to play that video again? I mean, I know it had some.
Oh, that same video?
Yeah, that same video.
I can play it again. The damn thing.
What is it?
It was a video that you played. It was about this 33-year-old woman who statutorily raped this 15-year-old boy. And,
okay, did we play that already?
It had like 10. You could only hear the audio, but it didn't have the video. I mean, but
here you go.
New at 4. A woman says police are not taking the rape of her underage nephew seriously because a woman is accused of raping him. Channel 2's Tom Jones reports from DeKalb County, where the teen's aunt says this has turned her life upside down.
Nobody took me serious. Nobody took the case serious. Because we got the laughs and the jokes.
We're not identifying this woman to protect the identity of her nephew. She thinks gender bias is why DeKalb County Police didn't seriously consider her claims that a 33-year-old woman raped her 15-year-old nephew.
Because if it was a female that was 15, pregnant by a 33-year-old, he would be under the jail.
33-year-old Janelle Goforth is in jail. Police have now charged her with statutory rape and child molestation. Officers say she became pregnant and has since had a baby boy, and the 15-year-old boy is the father. I pointed out to the woman that police did arrest Goforth. She told me she brought this to police attention back in January.
She been freely all this time.
The woman is not happy Goforth allowed her relatives to get guardianship of the child and won't let her or the father see the baby. And she says Goforth refuses to take a DNA test to prove the baby is his.
I just need the DNA test. I'm not going to take her word for it.
She wants Goforth to be registered as a sex offender, and she wants her to serve time. But most of all,
I just wanted to treat it as if it was a female.
The detective on this case says it was handled no differently than any other he investigates. Goforth is being held in the DeKalb County Jail. Reporting in DeKalb County, Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
that's a really ironic name. Goforth. Yeah, she need to go forth and get life. This is something I don't usually say, especially in front of a camera on a show, but hell's not hot enough for this cunt right here. I'm sorry. I go ahead and say it. I know she's well beyond the bitch stage. Calling her a B would be a compliment. I'm sorry. She need to be put on, just like the victim's aunt said, she needs to be put under the jailhouse because there's no way in the world. She's 33 years old. She raped a 15-year-old boy, and I know a lot of people say you can't rape the woman, but the bottom line is she's the adult.
Stigma.
He's 15. Well, actually, which meant that she had his which impregnated her. So basically, she was 14 when he raped this little boy. So that means that she just had a baby earlier this year. So and it took his aunt to actually convince that he did it. But the problem is though, the law didn't take it seriously because the person who did the crime was a woman. And I'm like, this is BS. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care if that was the other way around. If it was a 33-year-old man like the victim's aunt said, if that was a 33-year-old man knocking up a 14-year-old girl, he'd be put under the jailhouse. They wouldn't even wait for the proof or DNA evidence or anything.
Yeah.
He'll be put under the jailhouse.
ATT and Ned Stark say, yes, she'll sue for child support. I bet you.
And
she's going to have to make money somehow now.
Yeah. But what about the kid? He's the one who knocked it. What kind of job? He can't even get a driver's license. What kind of job can he get? Open up a lemonade stand? Sell grit? Get a paper route? What are you going to do? What's he going to do?
Well, there's no excuse for the woman. And by the way, pedophilia and being gay are two different things. So, people like to stigmatize gay guys, saying, pedophiles are gay and all. No, that's not true. Many pedophiles like little girls that are men. And in this case, this woman likes boys, right? So pedophilia comes in all shapes and sizes and all desires. So let's just put that one to rest.
Hey,
now,
Donnie, I sent you a message, so I'm
can you please let's not have this kind of dialogue going on, please. Well, you asked him a question, so you kind of started it. Anyway, so
I want to know why he banned us.
Well, then
I want to know.
Leave it on a private message. Don't we have a private message now? Donnie, go to the private message. You're the one that announced it. We have private messages. Anyway, moving on. And you too, pal. Anyway, so
we got Johnny Rodden in our chat room. How you doing, Johnny? What's going on? We got 50 viewers. That's a big one. We got a whole lot
of folks going on here. By the way, going back to the point I was trying to make, which is This older woman, she's 33 years old. She goes after this 15-year-old kid. Now, what if that 15-year-old kid, and I'm not trying to defend the 33-year-old woman. There's no excuse whatsoever. Let me just preface that. There is no excuse for what she did. Period. Okay. She obviously is having trouble, getting someone her own age. She has mental issues and sexual issues and hang-ups. Who the hell knows what's going on there? But if a kid with a gun shot your ass and he was only 15 years old, would you not want him held accountable as well?
Well, yeah, that's why certain.
I'm just saying.
Well, it depends. It depends on the crime. Like if a person, if the person is 14 years old, has a gun and armed and does an adult crime, then they can be tried as an adult. In fact, the Georgia law has it. It's now on the Georgia books. Been in the books since the mid '90s. That if you're a teenager, if you're 14 and up, and you commit a heinous adult crime like murder, or committing a crime, then you can be treated as an adult. You can be tried as an adult, and that is just. I mean it's. I guess you call it a sign of the times. I mean, people just. It seems like evil doesn't come in any type of, in many forms. I mean, young or old, fat, skinny, short or tall. But it's just I just think it's just a doggone shame that that a person can, a person can actually not only get a child. I mean, regardless of gender, but it's really shameful. I mean, because I know society hates to see women as felons, and then when they do see them as felons, like Jody or Arias and Casey Anthony, they have a problem seeing them as felons, and when they do something that heinous, they don't get as much jail time as their male counterparts. That's why every time you always see a woman, a female's mugshot, she's always smiling because she knows she's going to get out. And this is like beyond heinous. That's why I said she's more of a C than a B, because she's well past the B arena. I mean, calling her a B is just a compliment.
Well, it's the same thing with men. I mean, let's face it. When men do this thing,
they go into jail. They definitely make the time. But for when a woman does the same thing, exact same crime, she get like 2 weeks compared to 10 years compared to.
That's not true. You got that woman that was that gorgeous one with the motorcycle and all that, and she got about 10 years. I think she's still in jail. I'm not even sure she's out yet. There's another one that's a mom that just recently, beautiful looking.
Oh, you're talking about those school teachers?
Yeah, those school teachers.
Well, yeah.
They're constantly going to jail. I mean, they get treated.
Yeah, because they get caught in the act.
I think the men are treated worse because the men somehow do it more often. And again, that stigma with the women, that the boys, how boys are, and boys will take it.
But the thing is,
it seems like a lot more. It's just like with the offensive with gays and using the N-word. People don't see that when you're offending gay people, it's really offensive. And they kind of accept it. Well, it's not such a big deal. Yeah. But meanwhile, when the N-word is used, it's like, come on.
Well, yeah.
There's a double standard in
There's
all
a double
things.
standard, but you can't refute the history of the N-word compared to the history of the other F word. I guess you might see, but what I'm saying is like with this here. I mean, we know. I mean, like say with the school teachers. I mean, a good number of women school teachers are going to jail because they're getting caught in the act. Because guess what? The majority of and people wondering why so many of these female school teachers are getting caught in the act sleeping with these little boys, because, well, hello, the majority of school teachers that are hired are women. They make the majority of school teachers in the country. It's hard. I mean, a lot of people were telling me, one of my friends who is a school teacher, or used to be one, she was telling me you need to fill in an application to be a school teacher. They said they're short of male school teachers, but I know what the deal is. I mean, if I high five a student the wrong way, I'm gonna get charges. I'm either molesting them or pow, I must have abused him. Look at the way he high fived. He almost fell out of his desk. Like, no, thank you, no. It could. I mean, something like that could just escalate. Just give him a kid a high five or something. I mean, it's something that's bound to happen. You got to be careful. A guy can, with the thing like the guy who worked at the gym, Planet Fitness gym. and the woman who collapsed in the ladies' locker room, and one of her friends found her there unconscious and stuff, and she was like, "Why don't you go call 911?" Like, wait a minute, you found her in the locker room. How come you didn't call 911? I know you got a cell phone with you. You know, it doesn't. You know, because people get caught up in the stuff, and it seems like it just never ends. It's like someone has to be the fall guy, the scapegoat, and they try to blame the guy, and it's kind of sad that they're trying to blame the teenage boy. It's like, well, she raped the little boy and he was underage, but yeah, he did knock her. Well, duh, he's 14. He just started puberty. He got a full clip. He got some live ammo now. I mean, so to speak. So of course it's going to happen. But the thing is, you assaulted a little boy, sexually assaulted this little boy.
They don't see them as that. They see them as grown-ups.
Yeah, I know.
That's the whole problem that they have.
And then you're going to try to sue him for child support, knowing he can't get a job. Come on, that's cold-blooded.
Listen, I blame it on irradiated food. I'll tell you why. These kids are so gigantic today, and I'm talking about, in height, not whatever. They're so big,
and they're getting overly developed.
When they're like 15 and 16 years old. I'm sorry, that comes from irradiation.
Radiation. Also, don't forget the added hormones pumped in the foods.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Church's chickens.
Exactly.
Who knows what's drumstick's not supposed to be this freaking big.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be. Drumsticks not supposed
not only
to be big.
That, some of the songs these kids are carrying are as big as like 14 inches. I mean, who the hell has that?
I don't know. I ain't never seen no.
Oh, well, you never know. But some of these kids, believe me, they're just built like a brick shit house. Unfreaking believable. And so these women go crazy over that stuff. Jeez. It's young, it's potent, it's all of that shit.
Yes.
And they look old. It's the same thing with men who think that these little girls are already women with all the makeup and all the clothing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, ATT.
By the way,
I'll just read what ATT said. You're correct. If Lindsay Lohan was a poor black female, her ass would be under the jailhouse.
Yeah, slut face. You're right. I think I am getting smaller. Movie star,
double standards suck. Yeah, there is a double standards. That's true. There is a double standards. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, let me see. How do I know? I know it all. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm guessing, but I bet you my guess $1,000 that I'll win. Morning Fox man Sean 22.
And Boston Chicky or Boston Chicken?
Anyway,
hello, Boston Chicky.
A rich black Mexican, German, etc. has a better chance of staying out of jail. Period.
Well, yeah.
Where are you getting that idea? They're the ones that fill up the jails. It's
rich
guys like you, white guys with blue eyes that don't
black
really
Mexican, German.
Yeah.
Man, are you on that stuff again?
Are you on that stuff again now, Tower? And I'll tell you why. Because guys that are your color, actually what happens is they have like more vicious gangs in the jails. Believe me.
Goodness. Okay,
have you ever seen Oz?
Oh,
and
please.
The Aryans in
I used to watch that.
Horrible.
Yeah, I used to watch that along with The Sopranos back when I was able to afford premium cable. I loved that was like my favorite show.
The key word is rich. Yeah, they buy themselves out. That's true.
Because I'm telling you, man, you watch that show, man, if that doesn't scare you straight,
I know
man,
a lot of rich Mexican blacks and Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I mean, you watch that show, Oz. If that doesn't scare you straight, man, you're just doomed for jail time. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that right now.
Talking about being doomed for poor animals. Yes. Why don't you read this story?
Yes. Man accused of strangling and chopping up and cooking puppy. Wow. A Florida man is accused of strangling a family puppy, chopping it into pieces, and cooking its ribs on the stove, Tampa police said. I'm sorry, Diaz, photo guy, if you're still on. Thomas Elliott Hughes, age 25, was arrested this past Thursday after a family member called the police. The Tampa police said when officers arrived, they found the dog's rib cooked in a pot on the stove. They said the dog's head was in the garbage. Huggins had strangled a 5 to 6 month old puppy and chopped it into quarters, storing pieces in the freezer for future meals, authorities said. He was arrested on suspicion of animal cruelty. Animal control officials took the remains of the puppy.
Yes, he owns Chen's Wok. And that's what Anthony. Goodness. By the way,
I've heard of talk about getting a doggy bag, but that's just ridiculous, man.
Well, in Vietnam is like a staple.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a story not too long ago on this, where they harness all these dogs and they send hundreds of dogs. And by the way, here's the price: $10 for a German Shepherd, $5 for something smaller than that. So they get a lot of money. $5, $10 a dog.
Me like hot wings or something, like German Shepherd is kind of like,
I don't know,
like sweet and
ribs?
sour, and Doberman is like what, lemon pepper or something like that, and
who the hell knows?
And the Chihuahua is like what the jalapeno poppers or something like that, you know. I mean, I'm just.
Well, does this show have any censorship? Yeah, it does. But I'm not sure if we follow that
We follow the
too
rules
well.
of Vaughn.
Yeah, we follow the Vaughn
Yes.
show. By the way, since I'd like to know if you would be honest and not lie through your teeth, and be honest.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
How many? Just put out from all these viewers who is local, whether it's in Georgia or in Macon, and just to kind of get a grip on where we're at. Amelia, I'm in Georgia. Vorpavite in Indiana, Toronto, Canada. Ellen Macon is in Macon. That's 2. LOL. I'm in Georgia. Shorty Brave. That's great. Yeah, and the only reason why we're asking is because we're trying to grow our local audience, since half of them are asleep at the wheel.
Yes,
Don't even know. We got Pennsylvania from Johnny Rott. Seattle, Slutface. Great.
Yeah,
I guess you're in Canada.
And Diaz Photo Guy says, I'm in Georgia.
Yeah, we know that.
Shout out to the medical center.
Let me see. Boston, Boston
Yes.
Chicken, of course. Seattle, Nets Dog. Oh, I love this. I am in Gray, 17 miles from Macon, yes. Orlando, Florida. Reno. I lived in Georgia. Hot and humid, yeah, I know. You hate Georgia. Okay, well. Too much is from Canada. All right, well, that's great. So we know more or less we've got about 1/5 of our audience.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh, show her your balls? Okay. Rocco, everyone hates you? Okay, oh, God.
Jeez Louise.
Rocco's from hell. Shorty Brave. I love this.
I'm from hell.
All right, guys. I lived in Marietta for a while. Okay.
Oh, my
Who is in Gray? Tara London. I believe it's Bean.
Okay. Wow.
Anyway.
Well, thanks. Well, they were very
Rocco, I'm
diverse.
so glad you have a big fan base right here.
Thank you.
You know, when they love you, they hate you too. They love to hate you. That's
Yes,
still
indeed.
a form of love.
Yeah, I guess, sort of, yeah.
Oh, you have to say. Anyway.
Yeah,
Glad you're here.
Speaking of more social media mayhem.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, there's a...
Oh, I love this story.
Jeez, Macon officer investigated for Instagram photos.
Yeah.
Says the Macon Police Department's Internal Affairs Department is investigating Sergeant Jeremy Malone over photos posted on Instagram last year. The photos were posted around 6 months ago by a woman with the username Jessica4593. One shows Macon Police Sergeant Malone on his knees pretending to be handcuffed while a woman poses with a nightstick. Another shows the woman in cuffs with her face down on a Macon Police squad car. A third, with the caption hanging out at the MPD at 5 a.m., shows the woman wearing Malone's police jacket. All the pictures clearly show the Macon Police insignia. After a viewer sent 13 WMAZ the photos, we forward them to the Macon Police for comment. Spokeswoman Jamie Gaudet said that the department were unaware of the pictures, but they were sent immediately to his superiors, who took swift action. She said that Malone had been reassigned from Precinct 4 to a desk position while the case is being investigated. By email, Gaudet called the conduct shown in the photos unbecoming of an MPD officer at any level, whether on or off duty. Gaudet says while it's impossible to babysit officers' personal social media accounts or those of their friends, when they are notified, they take the cases very seriously. Says the Macon Police Department has an official social media use policy, which Gaudet calls reasonable and sound, and says it's similar to social media rules at other employers. It says although the policy says that employees have a right to use personal Facebook, Twitter, or other social media sites, officers are public servants who are held to a higher standard than the general public with regards to standards of Conduct and Ethics. And he has been on the force for 8 years. And he has 7 other reprimands through his disciplinary history, including one of excessive force. But there's been no record of any complaints regarding his use of social media.
Well, this is one of those police officers that is a cool guy, and I feel really bad that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, brother. But I am so I'm really not happy that he got caught. But it goes to show you that what I've been saying. By the way, the sheriff was on TV.
Oh,
right?
really?
And he's saying that this is not acceptable behavior. And what it reminds me of is what both the Tower of London and myself and you and all of us here on the show have been saying all along, that the police in this city need to be watched over and mentored.
Yes.
There is a lack of taking responsibility, and this is why this kind of crap happens.
Yeah.
It only shows the immaturity of the police officers, the immaturity of those in charge of them, and the horrible dismissiveness of this mayor to be able to look after his own people.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff. Now they're going to talk about Instagram.
Yeah.
Now they're going to talk about Facebook. Well, they should have been talking about that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so once again, what can I say?
What can I say?
I feel bad for the guy because I know him personally. He's a nice, good, respectable police officer, but he's a kid.
He probably pissed off the girl. She's the one who posted it.
Yeah.
The
You think
girl's the one
so?
who posted the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't
So
look like
evidently they must have had
she was mad in that
falling
picture.
out.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like she was mad in that picture. She was enjoying it in uniform and.
These are their stories.
Yeah, but he was off duty at the time. But still.
What's his name again? It was a Malone. He's a
Yeah,
young.
Malone.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name was Malone.
Yeah.
Private Malone? There's a song called that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a
He
young
was a
guy.
sergeant.
He took
He was a
me.
sergeant.
And let me tell you quickly about this police officer. I got stuck because my truck that I was sold that was a piece of garbage and a lemon got me stuck at one place downtown where it's like, for you to walk, it's like one block is like, 20,000 feet. And you're boiling in the sun here. And I flagged him down, and there he was. I was like, hey, could you do me a favor? Please take me over down there where I'm supposed to be. And he obliged. He was very cool. So I feel really, really bad for this kid.
Yeah, it was Precinct 4, Tower. I don't think it was 2 or 3, but it was Precinct 4. I think that's like the making. I think that's the.
No, he was reassigned to Precinct 4.
Oh, reassigned to Precinct.
He was reassigned.
I think he used to work downtown Cherry Street area.
Oh, okay.
That's where everybody knows him from.
All I know, Tower, that he was over. What is the name of that hospital? Where the mental hospital is? That mental place. You know what I'm talking about? On Gray Highway.
Okay. Bellevue?
Yeah, Bellevue.
Okay.
River's Edge.
River's Edge.
Thank you, River's Edge.
Wowee. My goodness.
Well, my lighter's not working. Maybe that's a sign.
In other news, especially other local news, says an Eaton woman was killed in a Sunday morning house fire. It says a Putnam County house fire killed an elderly woman yesterday on Sunday morning. Ruled accidental. The fires broke out at the home of 85-year-old Catherine Perry.
Jamaican police officers off street duty while the department investigates some pictures posted on the social media site.
Oh, okay, sorry. 85-year-old Catherine Perry was the elderly woman who died in a house fire, which was ruled as accidental. The state investigators determined the fire was caused by the victim not disposing of her smoking material properly. It says Georgia's fire death toll now stands at 70 for 2003. So 70 people have died from fires in Georgia.
In Georgia alone.
Georgia alone.
This place is hot.
Real hot.
It's hotter here.
And not in a good, not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Anyway, speaking of hot, There's two former UGA athletes were indicted. Did we talk about this yet? I think you mentioned it the other day, but let's.
We were talking about a cookout, but that's a whole other type of hot. But
yeah, well, two former University of Georgia athletes have been indicted on charges they conspired to commit armed robbery. The Athens Banner Herald reports that 22-year-old Demario Mayfield and 25-year-old Ricardo James Crawford were arrested on May 27. Police say the two were acting suspiciously and were found to have handgun, mask, and gloves. This is two University of Georgia athletes. Once again, I mean, this stuff is not only pro, but they're starting out early
levels. Yeah,
what's going on here?
I don't understand it though, but since you talk about it, I guess we can go ahead and get into this. As Irving previously mentioned, there has been 27. Actually, it's been updated. It's been 29. 29.
We just added two more, folks.
NFL players that have been arrested since the Super Bowl this past February. So it's not even been 5 months yet, and already been 29 players. I mean, basically, there's been since February 3rd. Since February 3rd of this year's Super Bowl, there have been 29 arrests. Last week, you had Josh Brent, who was arrested and jailed after the failing for a court-ordered drug test. The Dallas Cowboy player was out on bond on an intoxicated manslaughter charge. It's like also recently, Officer Walcott of the Cleveland Browns was arrested on the same day as Aaron Hernandez of the New England Patriots for attempted murder of a man outside of a New Jersey club. And also, says some of the busts were for less serious crimes such as disorderly conduct and public intoxication. Other charges included DUI, assault, and domestic violence. Now, he said that many of these kids come out of environments where it's commonplace for a 14 or 15-year-old to be packing. Said Bob Costas pointed out last December in discussing how guns are glorified by many NFL players. It says others don't see the problem as all that serious. But Sports Illustrated legal analyst Michael McCann, who points out that not all arrests have been yet resolved to convictions, it says it's still a relatively small percent of all players in general. It says at the very least, though, the NFL has a very serious image problem, says most of other analysts, as they wonder what the league has to do to fix the problem and how long before fans start turning away. That is really sad.
Wow.
Really, really sad.
Wow.
If an NFL player goes to jail and is known as a tight end, will the cons bid for his virginity? Well, I do know this though. If he was known as a tight end by the end of his jail sentence and stuff, if he's really popular, he will go from a tight end to a wide receiver. Yeah. Okay. As we know, there's the 29 people that have been arrested. Here is the list of them. We have, like I said, we have Aaron Hernandez. New England Patriots, June 26th, was arrested for murder. That's number 1. Number 2, Josh Brent, Dallas Cowboys, also arrested the same day. June 26th, Aaron Hernandez arrested for failing a drug test while out on bond on a charge of intoxicated manslaughter. Number 3, Joseph Lefaged, Indianapolis Colts, June 29th, arrested on suspicion of multiple gun-related crimes. Number 4, also Walcott of the Cleveland Browns, June 26th. Also arrested the same day as the guy from Dallas Cowboys, and Hernandez arrested for attempted murder after punching a man outside of a club in New Jersey. Number 5, jeez. These guys look like Neanderthals. I guess because they're in the NFL. Desmond Bryant, Cleveland Browns, February 24th, arrested for criminal mischief in Miami. Number 6, Michael Boley, New York Giants, February 8th, arrested for child abuse in Alabama. Jeez. Daquan Bowers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, February 18th. Number 7, arrested for having a gun in his luggage at the LaGuardia Airport, and charges later reduced to disorderly conduct. Number 8, Al Nutter, San Francisco 49ers. Oh, geez, a white guy. February 22nd, arrested for DUI in California. Jamarcus Webb, Chicago Bears, February 20th, arrested for marijuana possession. The Bears. Charges have been dropped. Okay. Number 9. Number 10, Javaris Lee, Arizona Cardinals, March 7, arrested for failing to appear in court in Florida. Number 11, Quentin Carter, Denver Broncos, arrested for allegedly cheating at craps at a Vegas casino, case dismissed. Cody Grimm, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, March 10th and May 28th, arrested for public intoxication in Virginia twice. Jeez. Evan Rodriguez of the Chicago Bears, March 21st and May 31st, arrested for resisting arrest from an officer in Miami, which was later dropped, and then for DUI for speeding and improper lane usage. Number 14, Tremaine Johnson, St. Louis Rams, for misdemeanor DUI in Montana. Brandon Barton, Tennessee Titans, arrested for suspicion of DUI after his driving his car off the road in Georgia. Dang. Amari Spivey, Detroit Lions, for third-degree assault on an alleged domestic violence incident with his girlfriend in Connecticut. 17, William Moore of the Atlanta Falcons, simple battery after allegedly grabbing a woman by the shoulder in Atlanta. Orlando McCain, Baltimore Ravens, disorderly conduct and resisting arrest in Alabama. Better stay watch yourself in Alabama, I'm telling you. Ronell Lewis, Detroit Lions, arrested for getting in a bar fight in Oklahoma. Quentin Groves, Cleveland Browns, April 20. Another Cleveland Brown. April 24th, solicitation of a prostitute sting in Ohio. Number 21, Cliff Harris, New York Jets, May 2nd, arrested for marijuana possession in New Jersey. Jeez Louise. Claude Davis, New York Jets, May 2nd, arrested for marijuana possession in New Jersey.
Unbelievable.
Darrell Washington, Arizona Cardinals, arrested
Keep
for
going, man.
aggravated assault after an alleged domestic violence incident with his ex. Monty Bryant, Cleveland Browns, another DUI in Oklahoma.
Number 24. Number 25.
Titus Young, a free agent, May 5th twice and May 10th. I mean, 3 times in just last month. Arrested on suspicion of DUI, then arrested again the same day for trying to steal his own car from the tow yard. Then arrested less than a week later for burglary. Jeez, man, a triple threat. 26, Mike Goodson, the New York Jets, arrested on drug and gun charges in Jersey. Oh, jeez. Joe Morgan, New Orleans Saints, arrested DWI in Louisiana. Pac-Man Jones, Cincinnati Bengals, charged allegedly punching a woman outside a club in Cincinnati. And Jason Peters of the Philadelphia Eagles, arrested for street racing and leading police on a high-speed chase.
Yeah,
Jeez,
well, that's a lot of guys going to jail. I think the NFL...
Like they don't have any type of hobby during the off-season or anything?
See, a lot of these guys, they get glorified in school.
Mm-hmm.
They sleep with every freaking girl that they can get their hands on.
Mm-hmm.
They have...
And they're glorified with the colleges and coaches and stuff.
Yeah,
and
and you know, you forget when they're glorified and they're given so much, you know, pomp and
pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, and bullshit, you know, like I like to say, their heads inflate, and their other head inflates too.
Well, plus not to mention they got millions of dollars.
They don't know how what to do with their money.
Yeah, I know they feel so invincible. They got to do something. Like when the season's over, unless they won the Super Bowl, they don't know what to do with themselves. In the off season, between February and September, I mean, you know, when they're not at practice, I mean, what they gonna do for the next 4 or 5 months? I mean, they're just partying, just I don't know, just partying or acting food, what have you. It's like, dude, I mean, get a hobby or something. I mean, you know,
do like Magic Johnson did, and all these other guys that so many.
Do like some, you know, do some like community service, like you know, I mean, the NFL supports the United Way. Do some stuff with the United Way. You know, get some kids, you know, to do, you know, some.
Yeah, spend your money on good stuff.
Yeah.
But instead, they get, and this isn't even about spending money, folks. This is about, I mean, this guy Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he thought he was mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you later, Bean. See you later.
Setting off. Bye, Bean. Love you. Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Unfreaking believable. Most of these guys are just out of their minds. They continually get themselves in trouble. And here's the thing. What do when they're not playing? I mean, don't they have a life? Like, besides going to clubs?
Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of them like to carry cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
They love the idea of having this wad.
Yeah.
Trying to make it rain. They start going, believe me, watch TMZ. It really gives you a lot of insight into some of these personalities that are out there. And unbelievable. Half of them, you do that, and then they're too big to get mugged, but they're not too big to get shot.
Yeah, that's true.
Stupid. That's like on Facebook when they put up, I'm going out now. I'm going to Waffle House. And what happens is...
Earthquake.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My foot tapped up.
And they go in a Waffle House or whatever, and what happens is that people know you just left the house, so they go in and rob you, especially if they know you.
Right.
It's stupid.
It's messed up that way.
You show a wad of money, they're gonna know you carry money like that.
Yeah.
They may just want to ambush you one day.
Doggone Tower, man. Unless you're a me and know about freedom of speech, then you can be white, poor, and an a-hole and get your case dropped. Wait, you're the anarchist, man.
Yeah, Tower London says unless you are me and know about freedom of speech, then you can be white, poor, and an asshole and get your case dropped. There you go. Great point,
there you go.
Tower.
Yeah. Waffle House rocks.
Hi, Coconut.
I don't know. I guess if you starve me, yeah, it does rock. It does rock. Speaking of which, this is the 1st of July, and I guess fortunately or unfortunately, the 4th of July is going to be on the Thursday, which is not technically the weekend, but
there's no show.
Yeah, there's not going to be any show on the 4th of July.
We're going to be blowing up the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, blowing either firecrackers or baked beans, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
I'm going to be making some chili myself, but, you know.
Actually, we're going to be going to Twang.
Twang?
Yeah, Twang this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made that commitment. We're going to go there. That used to be the old Shamrock. For anybody that's from Macon.
Okay.
Knows it's in a place called, what the hell is the name of that little town? Payne.
Payne City?
Yeah, we're going to talk about, we're going to go to Payne.
Yes.
To Twang.
Go figure.
I don't know.
Well, you know, it's July the 1st, so the thing is, the 4th of July is not going to be falling on a weekend, unfortunately. It's going to be Thursday instead of Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But nevertheless, there's some story about the Georgia lane closures will be limited for holiday travel this upcoming week. In Atlanta, says Georgia transportation officials are restricting road construction during the 4th of July holiday period to make travel easier. Says the State Department of Transportation says that the construction-related lane closures will be restricted from noon Wednesday through 5 a.m. July the 8th. So from July the 3rd through July the 8th, the construction-related lane closures will be restricted in those time periods from July the 3rd through the 8th. The department is still urging travelers to be cautious because heavy holiday traffic is expected statewide, not just in this area.
Yeah.
Some crews
and they have the worst drivers here in Georgia. So.
Some crews may still be working their highways, meaning some long-term lane closures will need to remain in place for safety reasons. Here's something. Speaking of which, it is something that was really, really weird. We had some construction yesterday, as believe it or not, this past Sunday, where my mother and I, we went to visit my aunt, actually my mother's older sister, Louise, at this assisted living place.
How old is she?
She's the one 90. She's the 90-year-old. And they had a whole lot of pylons. We had to swerve through the pylons because I guess one of the pipes burst or something. I think the fire hydrant's water was just spurting out. They had to control it. Had to get, I guess, the waterworks to come and help out in controlling the water, which meant that the water was pretty much cut off there at this house, at the Blair House, the assisted living place. They didn't.
Why? We had so much rain. You would think that everything is fine with water here.
Well, yeah, water-wise, rain coming down, but unfortunately, I guess they didn't have enough buckets or something, and they didn't have.
They collect this shit.
Yeah, I'm just.
How does that happen? Macon has had rain now.
For the past
over
8 days.
How many?
8 days.
8 days. Well, 8 days now, and then there was a lull, but there was before we had all these storms.
2 weeks.
Where's that water going?
I don't. You tell me, man.
It's being pissed away.
Yeah, literally, or sweated away, or something like that. But the thing is, they didn't have any running water for a good while, and basically, some of the senior citizens who lived there, they had to be those who want to take a bath or anything like that, they had to. Basically had to sponge bath and use wet naps or something to bathe themselves, which is I mean you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, my mom, who used to be a nurse at the medical center of Central Georgia, she basically ended up doing that for my aunt, her older sister, as well as many other patients other residents in that area. Which, matter of fact, my mom had to tell one of them, what we gonna do? We don't have any running water. How are we gonna bathe them? Well, use wet naps. Use these wet. There's baby wipes, basically. which is what they did. So thank goodness my mom was there to help them, help their dilemma until they got the water back on. So
well, anyway, Tower of London. Yes, we'll be there. He asked if you would be there on his day of announcement, so you can film him. Will you be there?
What day is it?
On Thursday, I believe he's announcing. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna. If I can, I'll try my best. I just have to get I have to see if I can borrow my sister's camera because my camera broke.
Right.
Last week, so I have no other camera. I'm trying to find a camera really cheap, a digital camera. So if anyone knows one who's selling a digital camera really cheap, I definitely would appreciate it. Something that has at least more than 8 to 10 megapixels that can also shoot video as well. I definitely would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and he said he wants you to post it for him. By the way, let me see. Let's read some of these chatters. We got a whole bunch of new people on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to welcome Coconut, Coke-O-Nut, and who else is on here that I haven't seen? Marsh, 1T, Ned Stark.
Well, supposedly Mr. Shit.
Well, Ned Stark has been around. Metro Mike, Retro Mike, Bacteria, what's up? Yo, hi.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, that's Mir Sheeted.
Mr. Shit.
Okay, I got
Mr.
you.
Shit.
All right, Bacteria. It's good to have you on. Hopefully you'll stick around like one. We won't use any what do you call it? Any what's that shit they put in you to get rid of bacteria?
What, Comet? Tide?
No. Internally.
Oh, internally. Listerine?
No.
Smoke.
Well, all right. Yeah, Listerine. We'll go with that. Anyway, Rocco, good to still have you on, buddy. Some of the shit you say is out there, but I love it anyway. Vorpal it's good to have you, even though you've been banned from just about every place. I know what that's like. And a lot of times it's bullshit that they ban you. And anyway, what else is in the news, Derek?
Okay, AGL wants $275 million for gas line pipeline replacement. This is in Atlanta. A national natural gas distributor is seeking $275 million from its customers to replace aging plastic pipelines. It says AGL Resources says the program is necessary to replace plastic pipelines installed from about 1965 to 1983. Wow. Utility officials say surveys show that these pipes are leaking, though not at rates that immediately threaten the public. AGL is a monopoly that owns the distribution pipelines in its service history. The AGL Vice President David Weaver said that the company and its customers get better prices when it replaces a lot of infrastructure at once rather than by bit by bit. He says that the utility should get ahead of problems rather than wait until the pipes fail. Says former utility regulator Robert Baker says the burden of paying for the program falls more heavily on residential customers than the commercial ones.
Well, you know what's going to happen. Any business that's around there, any business, is going to get screwed. I'll tell you why. They start to come at the hours when let's say any outdoor cafe, which happened down at Roasted. They were hammering away and no one could sit outside. All that dust going in your coffee and on your food. And so God help us all. Now they're asking for money. They should use some of that money to give to some of these business owners who have to contend with this bullshit. And you got 10 guys standing around, all of them with shovels in their hands, and they're all standing there. And there's one guy doing the work.
Yeah.
And you got 10 guys standing there with their freaking shovels, just shoving it off, just shoveling off, doing nothing else but standing there watching one guy, who's, by the way, usually the black guy. I hate to say it, but it's true. I've seen this with my own two eyes right here.
Yeah.
And not that I see that well, but let me tell you, I can tell the difference between a black guy and a white guy. And it just seems like the black guy is always hammering away and working his ass off. Maybe it's payback. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know their personal history.
Yes.
But all these guys standing around doing shit. And one guy digging in the dirt.
Well, what do you know? Is there some type of Thought I heard a noise, but I guess I'm missing.
It is.
It's
10:01.
10:01.
Wow.
A.M. Time flies when you're having fun on the morning roast. It's 72 degrees outside and cloudy, with a chance of thunderstorms and scattered showers, with a high of 87 and a low of 70 degrees. I feel sorry for the guys who live in Arizona or Needles, California. It's supposed to be like 122 degrees.
Yeah, and it's going to be even hotter. Yes. Hotter.
Yes.
In Death Valley. I guess that's why they call it Death Valley.
Yeah, please be good friends to your central air and air conditioning and fans.
Yeah, be considerate.
Smoothies. Yes, definitely.
We don't want the whole United States to blow up, no power. By the way, we had a power outage.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Ed? We had a power outage here yesterday, right? And right here in this subdivision, all the power went off for about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow it came back on after Ed spoke to somebody and they called.
No, Mike paid the bill.
Oh, Mike paid the bill? Is that what it was?
Tia Skinner and two other teens will never see freedom again.
The judge sent them to prison with no chance for parole. They face their sentence in Port Huron today for a brutal attack in the town of Yale. Skinner, Jonathan Kurtz in the glasses, and James Preston conspired to brutally stab Tia's parents in November of last year. Her father, Paul, was murdered. Her mother, Mara, severely wounded. Here's what the judge said to Tia.
For the premeditated, deliberate murder of your father, you are hereby committed to the Michigan Department of Corrections to be imprisoned for the remainder of your life without any opportunity for parole.
Her two accomplices who carried out the attacks got the same punishment: life for wounding Tia's mother and life without parole for murder. Tia offered an apology, saying she loves her family.
Most importantly, I never wanted my parents dead. Death is so final. I wanted my parents to be able to live their lives. I fought with my parents as most teenagers would. I said something to a guy. He took what I said literally and carried out the act. I wish I could go back to before I got involved with this guy. I wish I would have listened to what my parents said about him. Most importantly, I wish I could have my family back. Unfortunately, none of those wishes will ever come true, but I know that my family is closer and stronger since all of this.
Tia's family displayed pictures of happier times, showing how Paul Skinner was a loving father, and her mother delivered a message to the killers.
Tia, you completely puzzled me. I thought I knew you. I thought we shared the same feelings, values, loves, and life. But I guess I never really knew you at all. And that's heartbreaking. I, along with my family and friends, will forever bear a heart-crushing loss. But because Paul was who he was, we will be okay. We will continue to love life, share joy, and look forward to the day when we'll be together again. Tia,
Other family members also shared their heartbreak over the loss. Family members spoke to reporters after the sentencing, and we'll hear more from them tonight on Action News beginning at 5 p.m.
These lingerie-clad mannequins were hard to find in Mumbai. Many shopkeepers have removed them from their storefronts because this local city official is trying to ban them. She says she's doing it to protect women in Mumbai, which has India's second highest number of rapes after New Delhi. I'm not blaming every man, but there are men who look at these mannequins, get excited, and commit rape, she says. Critics are tearing into her proposal.
I think it's ridiculous.
Most people here seem to agree with this activist and actor.
To say that that is turning these guys to committing rape and molesting girls and child abuse. I think it's so warped. I can't believe that anybody would think that.
The move has stirred up a moral debate across a country where protecting women from sexual predators has been a burning issue since the December gang rape of a New Delhi student who later died. Mumbai city officials say banning sexually clad mannequins will reduce the number of rapes, so they unanimously support Ritu Taude's proposal to ban them. Even though Mumbai is home to the Indian film industry and the public is used to racy films and banners, Taude says mannequins are indecent. If the city's civic commissioner approves the plan as expected, all lingerie retailers will have to pack up their mannequins.
Most underwear manufacturers, suppliers, and retailers agree on one thing. They say if the ban does go into effect, it'll have a killer effect on their industry.
Retailer Jay Kishan Chotrani says that in India's culture, most women are too embarrassed to ask for underwear, preferring to choose whatever's on display.
It makes a lot of difference because the get-up of the piece is much better. You find it more attractive, and a lady trained to pick it up very fast.
The head of India's Intimate Apparel Association is worried a mannequin ban will hurt India's image as an economic power.
When the country is talking about FDI, bringing in, the giant retailers, and on the other part, you're going to tell the retailers not to display products, not to put mannequins.
He says the government should focus on the real culprit behind sexual crimes, the men who committed them, not mannequins in a storefront. Malika Kapoor, CNN, Mumbai.
The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women program provides.
But it's a good beatdown. I wish it was sound.
Ouch, man.
Shit. You talk about. I think he knew ahead of time he was gonna get beat up. He had a helmet on.
Oh yeah, you have.
But that shit ain't gonna help.
I know, man. That's not.
Wow.
No, he should have had Taekwondo or a 357 or something like that to help.
They came out like rats. You notice that shit?
Bam!
Damn.
Well, how about that? Two down and one to go. We're into
Justice is served.
Yes, we're into the third and final hour of the morning roast for July the 1st, 2013. Yours truly, DB, with Irv and Ed. Speaking of which, this is July the 1st, is the beginning of the 3 days before the 4th of July. Should be known that on this day, 150 years ago today, began the bloodiest battle in the history in American history. Matter of fact, it's the bloodiest battle on the Western Hemisphere. Basically, 150 years ago, Union and Confederate soldiers fought each other in Gettysburg in the American Civil War, which lasted 3 days. Over 50,000 casualties dead. Over 50,000 people died in that battle alone. With the bloodiest battle in the American Civil War, and actually was the turning point of the Civil War, which the Union victory, which basically turned the side, which favored for the side of the Union, which made them make them win the war in the Civil War 2 years later, less than 2 years later.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of challenges, does this relate in any way? I wanna read the story that you sent me about this little girl with a big voice.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
At the end of a dirt lane in Denver, Kentucky, lives a little girl with a big voice.
Mm-hmm.
You might not know from just looking at her, but Marlena Van Hoos is 17. Okay. She came into this world with a ton of challenges. Born blind and diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 2. Did she ever feel like it's too much of a challenge that would have been put in her lap? Not way too much, she says. Gospel music, just calm me down. Marla sings the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And she also arrived with some extraordinary gifts, such as sitting down and playing songs on a piano by ear. Also at 2, and opening her mouth to find an angel's voice ringing out. But perhaps her most valuable gift is her ability to inspire. At a Kentucky Special Olympics, where she first opened the show and then competed. I like to give people hope and strength to live, says Marlena, from singing and encouraging people. Marlena also carries a tape recorder. It's how she learns lyrics, which isn't foolproof. She does forget them from time to time. It don't embarrass me, she said, but it's like, uh-oh, got to keep going. She added, genuinely sing to people who are lost. That probably helps a lot of people feel like they're found. This team will appear on a bigger stage so far Saturday night when she sings the national anthem in front of 107,000 NASCAR fans at the Quaker State 400 Kentucky. Make that 107,000 lucky NASCAR fans who will get to see her. That's incredible.
Very good.
This little girl. But it goes to show you, when people say, well, I got this, and they start to make themselves in that victim mentality. Well, this is the way I grew up, and I'm all down and out, and I'm a drug addict, and I'm a thug, and I'm a drug dealer, blah, 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 blah. No excuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has cerebral palsy, and she's blind.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically,
but
like I said,
she's got a spirit of an angel.
Definitely. See,
and
we do have good stories. We actually have good stories here.
There we go. We got another one?
Well, yes. Matter of fact, since it was, like I said, she sung Saturday night at the Quaker State 400 racing.
107,000 fans.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of fans.
I didn't know NASCAR was so.
It's huge. It's huge.
Dang
it's
it.
$1 billion. Yeah, it's $1 billion business.
That's like a whole city.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's like Macon. That's city of Macon. In other sports news, the crowd at Maracana Stadium was noisy, hoping for maybe even anticipating a triumph by Brazil. It says the Seleção rewarded the fans with a comprehensive victory over the best national team of the 21st century, an ego-boosting 3-0 beatdown smothering of world champion Spain at the Confederations Cup final on Sunday night. And the thing is, but Brazil is not resting on its laurels, as you know, since it's a soccer powerhouse. It's focusing on the really big prize, the World Cup that it hosts next year. So this is probably just a warm-up that they're going to have. The Brazilian team that beat Spain, which was the reigning world champion in soccer, they're just getting ready. They're just warming up for the World Cup that's going to be hosted by Brazil, who's going to be the host country. And next year, actually next July, a year from now, in 2014, and it's kind of hard to believe it's been next year be 20 years ago since the United States hosted the World Cup. But yeah, Brazil's going to have a lot of big stuff going on in that country. They're going to be hosting the World Cup next year in 2014, as well as hosting the next Summer Olympic Games in 2016. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. In other news, going back to auto racing, back to Matt Kenseth have raced long enough to know about the rough starts can have good outcomes. Case in point, Kenseth's fuel-only pit stop gamble that helped him beat Jimmy Johnson late to win the rescheduled 400-mile NASCAR Sprint Cup Series this past Sunday at the Kentucky Speedway. He led twice for 38 laps, and then including the final 23 laps. Johnson was the 5-time champion and series point leader, finished 9th place, and leads Carl Edwards by 38. That is really good. That was which matter of fact, that was the story that we just talked about. Kenseth wins the action-packed Quaker State 400 this last Saturday night or early Sunday morning, I might say. Which going back to the story of the little blind girl who sung the national anthem there. 107,000 saw her, not only see her perform the national anthem, but also seeing Matt Kenseth winning his 4th victory of the season after winning the Quaker State 400, which was slightly postponed because of rain. That's all we have right now for excuse me. That's all we have right now for NASCAR.
Okay. What else?
In other news, also we have the Giants and the San Francisco Giants beat the Rockies 5-2, ending a 6-game losing streak. Excuse me. The Braves beat the Diamondbacks 6-2. They now have the 6-game lead in the NL East in their division. So far, second place over the Washington Nationals, who are very close second place.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, man. Be still your heart, Herb. Be still your heart. And also news, Kvitova, the first player that advances into the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Former champion Petra Kvitova became the first player to reach the quarterfinals in Wimbledon, beating Carlos Suarez Navarro of Spain 7-6 and 6-3 earlier this morning. She joined minutes later by Kirsten Flipkens of Belgium, who reached her first career Grand Slam quarterfinal by ousting Flavia Pennetta of Italy 7-6 and 6-3. And a busy day at Wimbledon. Oh, okay. Yeah, and a busy day at Wimbledon. All remaining men and women were set to play their fourth round matches. Top ranked Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams are both playing on center court later today, along with second-seeded Andy Murray. Kvitova served for the time set at 6-5, but was broken at love and then lost 4 straight points in the tiebreaker to trail 4-3. Previously, Serena Williams, when advancing into the Wimbledon this year, she has won her 600 career victory, 600 career wins so far, advancing into Wimbledon. As you know, the Wimbledon championships always fall on the 4th of July holiday period. Why? I think it may not be a coincidence, but that's just me, because Wimbledon is in England, and you know they always have the championships on the 4th of July, where the United States celebrate their independence on the 4th of July. Like, you think there's a coincidence in that?
The only coincidence I see in all that is that there are a lot of lesbians that play tennis. That's the only coincidence.
Okay.
Not that that's anything wrong with it.
Not that anything's wrong with
but
it.
It just so happens that a lot of women that play tennis are lesbian.
Okay.
Except for what's her face. But who knows?
Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, Selena.
Yeah, Selena, yes.
Yeah.
Serena Williams, and
maybe.
Yeah, I'll
never
say Lisa
know.
Leslie, because WNBA. Yeah, because that's the women's NBA, women's basketball.
Forget about that. Every single one of them are. Most of them.
Well, most of them. I mean, I know Lisa Leslie because she's married and got a couple of kids and stuff.
Well, it doesn't mean she's not a bisexual.
Well, you know, but I just want to say that at least the Atlanta Storm, which is the WNBA team in Atlanta, they won their 10th. They got their 10th victory.
Yeah.
For the season. Hopefully, they'll keep getting better. CPT. In other news, in other sports-related news, we have Chris Paul will accept the Clippers' 5-year, $107 million offer. Wow, jeez Louise. Seems that isn't a lot of negotiation due here. Chris Paul's in a clear max contract player. The Clippers want to keep him, and they want him to stay, obviously, no doubt, which is why the Clippers, Chris Paul and the Clippers will agree to a 5-year, $107 million deal. Reports Ramona Shelburne of ESPNLosAngeles.com. It says Paul's decision to stay with the Clippers is hardly a surprise. The only suspense remaining is how he will officially accept. Paul cannot sign his new contract until July the 10th, but he can agree to terms before then. ESPN's magazine's Chris Broussard reported Saturday that Paul's representatives have told teams to not even bother pursuing the point guard when free agency begins, because he's planned to re-sign with the Clippers. Wow, which is going to be really good. Hopefully the Clippers will be able to give the LA Lakers some competition, since not only since he agreed to the deal, they also have Doc Rivers as the new coach for the Clippers, so hopefully they give some competition. Maybe they'll make it to the finals, hopefully, this upcoming season. And also, want to remind you, 6 to 8 days till the NFL and the Atlanta Falcons get ready for the new season. As you know, Blake.
I'm actually looking forward to that this year. Yeah, I know they had a whole lot of different. They had the what do you call it? The when they hire them, what do they call that shit?
Drafting.
Drafting.
Thank
Draft,
you, Ed.
yes. Yeah,
they had, and they got one kid.
I hate football.
Yeah.
I just can't see chasing the.
No, this is basketball though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still chasing balls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They like chasing balls.
Yeah, but speaking of, have you ever heard of them chasing pucks? Because not just the NFL, the NHL draft has just started, and they already have the draft selections for the NHL, National Hockey League draft, if anyone actually cares. But I'm kidding, people. Those who are hockey fans. Look like the number one draft selection is Colorado for the I want to remember.
Wow, how can they play? They got so much fire over there.
Yeah, Colorado. Nathan McKinnon. He's going to be the center. He's from Halifax. Number 2 draft pick is for the Florida Panthers. Alexander Barkov, the C. I guess also a captain. He's going to be he's from Tappara. He's originally from Finland. Number 3 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jonathan Drouin from Halifax. Nashville team. Number 4, they get the number player Seth Jones, defensive, from Portland. Number 5, Carolina, Elias Lindholm. He's from Brennus. Number 6, he's going to be playing for Calgary. Sean Monahan from Ottawa. Edmonton, Darnell Nurse from Sault Ste. Marie. Also, for number 8, Buffalo, Rasmus Ristoliman from TPS, originally from Finland. Number 9, Vancouver Panthers from New Jersey. Bo Horvat from London, Ontario. And number 10, rounding off, is going to be Dallas. Team Dallas from the NHL. Valery Nishushkin from Chelyabinsk from Russia. So there you have it.
Wow. Okay. Is that it with sports?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got with sports.
Not bad. Not bad. We're going to go right to our daily bread. Yeah. And
then I'll have some others. After that, I'll have some others.
That is if I'm still on.
Have some other stories, particularly entertainment news, and I'll get within with that.
Oh, great.
We'll do that after you do the daily bread.
Yeah, we're going to do our daily bread because we have all these folks on, and I want to make sure that at least we have the most possible audience available.
Okay.
Here we go. Ed, you ready? Yep. All right, here we go. For today, July 1st, 2013, it's called Bouncing Back. That's kind of a good segue from that basketball thing you were talking about.
Bouncing back.
On January 18, 2012, the longest winning streak in U.S. intercollegiate varsity sports history, 252 consecutive victories, ended when Trinity College lost a squash match to Yale. The morning after the team's first loss of 14 years, Trinity's coach, Paul Asiante, received an email from a friend, a prominent professional football coach who wrote, "Well, now you get to bounce back." 10 days later, that football coach's team lost to one of the most widely athletic events, the NFL Super Bowl. All of us must cope with defeat. The feeling of failure after an athletic loss mirrors our greatest self-condemnation following a spiritual collapse. How can we recover from grieving God and others along with disappointing ourselves? The Apostle John wrote, "If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness." 1 John chapter 1, verse 8 through 9. God forgives us because Jesus Christ paid the price for our sins. Verse 2. Chapter 2, verse 2. God pardons us, free to begin again and focus on today's opportunities rather than yesterday's defeat. His faithful cleansing allows us to start over with a pure heart. Today, God invites and enables us to bounce back. When you trusted Jesus and walked his way, when you felt his hands lead you day by day, but your steps now take another way, start over. From Kroll. Instead of living in the shadows of yesterday, walk in the light of today and the hope of tomorrow. And today's Bible read is 1 John chapter 1, verse 5 and verse 2, chapter 2, verse 2. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. 1 John 1, verse 9. Chapter 1, verse 9. There you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's our daily bread. Hope it helps. Hope that you can relate somehow. That you feel God's Spirit talking to you through miserable me. The hell?
Well,
if he can make a donkey talk, he can make a jackass like me talk. Am I right?
Yeah.
I remember I said that once in a sermon.
Oh my goodness.
Right here in Georgia, Macon, Georgia, and everybody was offended. Oh, how could you use the word jackass? I'm like, oh,
well,
excuse me.
It is an actual word.
In New York, they would have given me a standing ovation for that one.
What is the logo for the Democrats symbol?
Yeah, it's a jackass.
All right.
Yeah,
because it's a working.
They said you should have used the word donkey or mule.
Yeah.
I said no. I use the word mule when I try to convey to people how stubborn they are. Mules are stubborn.
Yeah.
And a donkey is too close to the word honky. Okay. What do? They honk, right? That's how donkeys talk. Honk, honk. And the whites would have gotten offended for that one.
Give him a cracker.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, speaking of bouncing back, there is one story, one somewhat sports related story. This was recently that Hernandez jerseys.
You coming out of the closet?
No. I'm just saying that Aaron Hernandez jerseys are selling big on eBay. Since less than 2 hours after Aaron Hernandez was arrested last Wednesday, the New England Patriots released the 23-year-old tight end, removed his number 81 jerseys as well as all memorabilia related to Hernandez from their online store and the team's pro shop at Gillette Stadium. The Patriots' quick actions disassociate themselves from Hernandez since changed with first-degree murder in the killing of 27-year-old Odin Lloyd. Will continue this upcoming weekend with a jersey exchange program at the team's pro shop that will allow fans to freely trade in their Hernandez jersey for another one of comparable value. But not all of those who have purchased a Hernandez jersey will take advantage of that program. They may have purchased the jersey at a retail store outlet other than the team's online store or pro shop. They may live out of state or will be out of state this weekend at the end of a popular vacation week. But there are some individuals who will take advantage of Hernandez's jerseys no longer be available for purchase by placing them on internet auction sites like eBay, where they have become hot items, reports Billy Baker of the Boston Globe. Says according to Baker, John Lamar, the Patriots fan from Florida, says put his jersey on auction site with the thought that it may fetch $15. The item sold on Sunday for $289. So as one seller listed their Hernandez jersey with a starting price of 99 cents because we just wanted it to bleep out of this house. On Monday morning, the jersey had received 36 bids and went up from 99 cents to $207.50. Wow.
Wow.
Woo! It says... He says, I can't think of any reason why people wanted, says Lynn Heroux of Oxford, who $100 Hernandez jersey was up to $127 on eBay as of Sunday, yesterday. So they might think it will go up in value later on, and maybe it will, but I'm not interested. I just don't want it in my possession. I want to use the money to buy a jersey that reflects my pride in the Patriots. That's what she said. Now, we can't imagine where anyone will be purchasing a Hernandez jersey with the intent of wearing it at Gillette Stadium this season. Those buying the jerseys are likely collectors looking to sell these memorabilia items for potential sales in the future. We also suspect that Hernandez's number 85 jersey, the number he wore during his rookie season before moving to number 81 when the team acquired Chad Ochocinco from the Cincinnati Bengals, will be worth more down the road. Says Hernandez items for sale on eBay are not limited to jerseys. If one fan is selling a football that Hernandez autographed, the seller who placed the giant X over Hernandez's signature is donating 50% of the profit from the sale to the One Fund Boston. I guess those who survived the Boston marathon.
Let me just say this, and so help me God, I know I'm right. And in other words, prove me wrong. But there are going to be people who are going to go out like roaches to try to buy these jerseys up. And they're going to put them on in rebellion to show I'm a bad boy or I'm a bad girl. They're going to wear that shit. I'm telling you, folks. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to go out and snap up those 81 shirts with Hernandez's name on it and walk around, and there's going to become a whole new culture of Hernandez lovers.
You think they're going to buy it and not sell it?
Well,
I mean,
you never know. They may buy them and sell them, but somebody's got to wear them. I mean,
well, yeah,
I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. O.J. Simpson jersey will run you $500 on eBay, I bet.
What?
You're right.
$500? Jeez.
I'm telling you. Welcome, Manny, by the way. Good to have you back. I'm serious. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're taking them off the shelf. They're not going to exist. What are they going to do with them? They're going to burn them in effigy? What are they going to do? They're going to buy them up so they can wear them in rebellion. Especially those low-riding a-holes that like to walk around with their pants and their underwear blue and you know, whatever underwears they're wearing to show their colors, these gangbangers. They wear red underwear to show their bloods.
And blue are their Crips.
The blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue, yeah, Crips. And then who the hell knows? The MC1s or whatever they call them, the Mexican gang.
Yeah, MS-13.
Yeah, I think they wear black.
Yeah, something like that.
Who knows?
Rosin says you have an old O.J. Simpson jersey. You know, if it's in good condition, you might get a pretty penny for it on eBay.
Never know.
Just checking.
I'm sure. So make sure you snap up those Hernandez jerseys, put them on eBay, and I can bet you'll be able to pay your rent.
Yeah.
Or at least put a down payment for a car. Because people are going to be hungry for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it says I would never. Yeah, Rosin says I would never sell it. It's an official one. I tell you what though, if O.J. Simpson happens to pass away, I mean, heaven forbid if that happens, it's going to be even more valuable. Matter of fact, it probably be even more valuable if it's an autographed jersey, Rosalind. You might make a grip or two. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. But still, oh, you got it from your grandmother. Okay, that's good. That's really good.
Hey, All Seeing Eye. By the way, I found out that All Seeing Eye has something to do with the Illuminati. And I was watching some films about the Illuminati, and it's kind of scary.
Oh, really?
It's like, oh my God, I got to show you. Mm-hmm. But that stuff is scary as hell. And by the way, if there's a guy named Rain Man here, that's another one. That means the devil.
Oh,
and that whole sign that they do like this, you see the rappers doing this all the time?
And
that's all an Illuminati message. And what they're talking about...
And heavy metal artists, you know.
Yeah.
Rock!
Yeah, what they're doing is that they claim that the devil, and I believe it or not, you know, the biggest lie that the devil gives us all is that he don't exist. Mm-hmm. They do that because it's been so infiltrated in society. Rihanna talks about Rain Man, Umbrella, that stupid song that she put out, right?
What about Rain Man? I keep thinking about Dustin Hoffman
and
movie Rain Man.
And they say that Michael Jackson was involved and that he got out and he cleansed himself on that last video where he does... I mean, it's really a whole shit. Everyone flashes signs as Illuminati.
I'm still trying to figure out what does Rain Man got to do with Illuminati?
Yeah, there you go. All Seeing Eye is smiling because he knows I'm talking about.
I just can't picture the Rain Man like, I'm an excellent demon. I'm an excellent demon. Yeah, I'm an excellent demon. Yeah.
Well, they're all devil worshippers, so they sell their soul to the devil and they sign in blood and all that shit. It's a creepy ritual that they do. And that's why these gangbangers and these illiterate people they make all this money, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something behind it.
But also, there's another group of people who do this. Those who are like Texas Longhorn fans. Whenever they win, they do the sign up like "Hook 'em horns, Longhorns." So if you like, you know, if you're from Texas, you know, you're a Longhorns fan, you know, watch a lot of college football. They usually do that sign too, like. Because the Bulls horns, Texas Longhorns. I mean, I don't know.
It's Illuminati. It means the devil.
So there's a lot of Illuminati people that went to the University of Texas.
Half the freaking rap artists are. Look at what. Oh, by the way, DMX talks about it all the time. Look at what happens. They take them, they use them, they get all the money from them, they make fame, and then they destroy them with all the shit, according to what they're all about. Let me just say, there is there is a truth behind that because it's funny. Oh, by the way, some of the songs that they play, when you play them backwards, they say Satan, Satan, I love Satan, and shit like that. It's really creepy. And they did that with Hotel California. Remember Hotel California? If you play that shit backwards, it says it's like a chant.
Yeah.
And they go around chanting and stuff like that. They're all involved in this shit. Scary. No.
That's true. As you want, in other news, as far as like programs were concerned last night, not aside, getting briefly into entertainment, there were not only just another program that was on last night, like the celebrity wife swap between Ric Flair and Roddy Piper, but the BET Awards, 2013 BET Awards show was on, or at least the red carpet was going on. They had it where Chris Tucker was the host, and they had the winners of the BET Awards. The winner was Best Male R&B Pop Artist, Miguel, who tried to jump over the fan and now getting sued.
Oh, yeah, that he knocked that fan out when he jumped, and he was told not to do it, and he did it anyway.
Yeah.
So he gets an award. He probably have to use that money to pay that girl.
Yeah, yeah, possibly. Also, another winner, Best New Artist was, Best New Artist was Kendrick Lamar. The Young Stars Award went to Gabrielle Douglas, the winner. She was part of the Fierce 5 women's gymnastics team that represented the United States in the London Olympic Games last year. Winner of Best Female R&B Pop Artist, Rihanna. Best Group winner, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. They're white hip-hop duo. Winner, Best Collaboration winner was ASAP Rocky featuring Drake, 2 Chainz, and Kendrick Lamar with the song Problems. Winner, Best Male Hip Hop Artist, Kendrick Lamar. Best Female Hip Hop Artist, Nicki Minaj. Okay. Video of the Year, Drake. Video Started from the Bottom was Video of the Year winner. The winner of the winner for the Video Director of the Year, Benny Boom. Winner for Best Actress went to Kerry Washington, who's known for being on the TV show, the hit show Scandal on ABC. Winner of Best Gospel Artist, Mary Mary. Winner for Best Movie, winner at the BET Awards was Think Like a Man. That were Think Like a Man.
Stink.
Yeah, that was based on the book by Steve Harvey.
Stink like smell?
Yeah, I guess. Think Like a Man. Best Actor winner for the BET Awards was Jamie Foxx. Subway Sportswoman winner, Gabrielle Douglas. Again, the Olympic gold medal winner. Subway Sportsman goes to LeBron James, winning his second NBA title. Winner for the Coca-Cola Viewers' Choice Award, Drake for Started from the Bottom. Centric Award winner, Tamar Braxton for Love and War. Best International Act winner goes to Ice Prince from Africa, Nigeria, Africa. And also Best International Act from the UK went to Emile Sandé, R&B artist from London, I guess, from England. But there's a lot of stuff. They had a lot of people who were performing, a lot of great acts they were playing on the BET Awards last night. Since Janelle Monáe ended the 3.5-hour plus event with a top-notch performance of Queen, Queen, alongside Erykah Badu, who brought a white poodle on stage. Along the best performances, which also featured the stolen moments from a seductive Ciara, a slick Miguel, a random but welcome reggae set, and playful Justin Timberlake, with an even more playful Charlie Wilson, formerly of the Gap Band. Also, Timberlake took backseat to the soul singer, joining Wilson on stage for a medley of his solo and Gap Band hits. And of course, in case you didn't see it, like BT, they're going to replay it over and over again throughout this entire summer. Just check your local listings and cable listings of where you can find BT, because they're going to be repeating the Image Award, the BT Awards sometime all throughout this month. Stevie Wonder, Jamie Foxx, Pharrell, Snoop Dogg, Lion, and India Arie were also part of the tribute to the 60-year-old Charlie Wilson, who earned his Lifetime Achievement Award. Sarah echoed Janet Jackson when she danced and sang her R&B hit Body Party while Dawn penned Shaka Demus and Pliers. Beanie Man and the Elephant Man electrified the audience when they gave colorful performances of reggae classics. But a lot of stuff that was going on, a lot of people who talked about, Twitter was a buzz, when they were talking about about Megan Good, the singer. Like, she presented the Gospel Award. Now, a lot of people were saying, like, how in the world she's gonna present a Gospel Award when she had this scantily clad outfit? I wish I had the picture for it right now, but it was just really crazy going on. And as I said, Olympic gold medalist Gabby Douglas won Sportswoman of the Year and Youngsters Award. She thanked BT for quote unquote just embracing me after the Olympics and stuff. That was really good. But what took the cake, which not that many people talked about, but there was a lot of stuff that was going on, particularly the red carpet, the pre-show, where basically model actress Claudia, what's her name? Claudia Jordan. She was a former Barker Beauty on The Price is Right, I think. She actually was in a fight against Omarosa and her mom. Can you believe that?
No, I could believe it. That Omarosa is a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, she's not a son. She's a daughter of a bitch.
Second generation bitch.
Exactly, because her mother's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm serious. That woman is like...
Yeah.
I don't know what she needs, but it's definitely something.
Yeah, she needs a sedative or something.
No,
I don't know.
You know, she needs a gigantic slung put in her mouth so she doesn't say anything.
Or unless she ends up...
Like walk around with a big slung in her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, either that or she needs like a size 12 enema, a foot in the behind. I'm just...
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just saying because, I mean... Well, was really, I mean, she held her own. Claudia Jordan, who's like a former Barker babe, I mean, she basically held her own. I mean, she know how to duke them up. I mean,
well, it goes to show you, Donald Trump really likes her. That alone says it all.
Yeah, that should be fishy right there.
He says she's the best contestant I ever had. He talks all about it. Maybe Donald Trump banged her since he bangs every other girl.
Yeah, because she causes more trauma than a freaking Shakespearean tragedy. I mean, come on, she's like a one woman, Hamlet. Just basically everywhere. I mean, just trouble just follows her. I mean, from The Apprentice to like the death of Michael Clark Duncan. I mean, everything. I mean, she's just trouble follows her like a magnet. And then, she and her mom tried to double team Claudia Jordan on the red carpet before the award. She was like, why my people? Why my people?
Let my people go.
¿Por qué, mi gente?
Let my people go to hell.
Jeez Louise, acting a doggone fool on national TV, fighting.
Anyway,
man.
Yeah, she is a train. She's a trained dog.
Yes, a pit bull.
A pit bull.
A pit bull.
She gives pit bulls a bad name.
Yeah.
That woman is insane, I swear to God. I think she's got she needs anger management.
Oh, you think?
And her mother is, her example.
I know. I mean, they acted. Why are you acting a fool? You dressed up. You got your clothes on. Got your weave on, your makeup on. You just gonna act a fool? Just gonna start some stuff?
Agency says, let my models go. I am Donald Trump. Yeah. Donald Trump bought Miss America. Did you see that Miss America this year? It was ridiculous. They asked that girl, really pretty.
Miss USA.
Yeah, Miss U. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, Miss USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, she represents the United States, all right. Stupid, dumb, and pretty. Right? She gets on and she says, we gotta create jobs. We gotta create education.
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot saying it. And you know what? It was so stupid I can't even paraphrase it.
Wow.
I sound like an idiot paraphrasing it. Stupid.
It's just bad. And
by the way, I mean, I'm serious. Why are they even putting on these shows? Isn't that like glorifying sex?
What, the award shows?
I mean, they have trouble in India with mannequins.
I don't know, man. I mean,
they got a rape problem over there. I think the mannequins only stimulate these a-holes.
Yeah, I know, but they got 1 billion people. I mean, my goodness. I mean, if you're in a country where there's 1 billion people and they're getting woodies after checking out mannequins,
hot and sweaty trains,
and they talking about America has a sex problem. I mean, geez, man, you need to look in the mirror.
We should go to Sweden.
Yeah. They get on those hot and sweaty trains
Dude.
hanging over each other. That shit used to happen in New York,
they
dude.
lose their freaking mind.
I used to see so much shit in New York when I used to ride those subways.
Oh, please.
There was one time where this pretty girl gets on, so help me. I'm watching this, right?
Mm-hmm.
She gets on. I always read my New York Post and my daily news. I was always reading a newspaper. So one day I just happened not to have a newspaper because I was running a little bit late. And so I skipped the paper, went right into the train. So I'm sitting there like this. And I see this guy standing there with, a Walkman at the time. I guess maybe it was an iPad or iPod, whatever they call that shit. It was a Walkman. So he's standing there and this beautiful woman gets on. She was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So she stands up at the pole. Next thing you know, that guy is standing there. And of course I'm sitting down like right in front of them so I can see their full body length, right? Next thing you know, this guy gets a hard on.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts rubbing it up against this girl's butt. And she's just standing there enjoying it. This is the shit that I would see every day. Well, just about any time I used to sell them, by the way, for Crazy Eddie.
Because he's crazy.
You know my cousin?
Yeah.
He's my cousin.
Really?
Crazy Eddie?
We're both crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah. And you're both Jewish, actually. Did you know that Crazy Eddie was a Jewish guy? He went to Israel. Actually, he was Israeli, which may be the same thing.
Well, yeah, if you're Israeli, you're... It's like if you're a New Yorker, well, you must be from New York.
Why do they call a blackboard a blackboard?
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm serious. I work for this place, Crazy Eddie's. Prices are insane. If anybody remembers that. I work for those people. And I knew Eddie Antar. And he was a scumbag. He was like another one.
Wow.
Walked in and he was all that. Meanwhile, he was ripping everybody off.
Well, speaking of which,
Being a rip-offs.
Because we got these movies going up.
That rip people off and don't give them really anything other than just regurgitated nonsense.
Yes. Actually, the number one movie for this week and last week, for the second week in a row, is Monsters University, the animated movie by Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar, made $46 million this weekend.
Just give me a freaking $100,000 and I'll be happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah, with a total cumulative gross of $171 million. The Heat, the female cop buddy movie with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy, made $40 million. Greatest preview at number 2 with $40 million. World War Z, the Brad Pitt movie, which was number 2 last week, dropped to number 3 with $29.8 million, with so far made over $123 million so far. White House Down debuted at number 4. The movie was starring Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx as the president. Made $25.7 million.
When did that guy arrive, that Channing Tatum guy?
Slave in the last movie, and now he's a president in this movie.
Yeah.
Talk about upgrade right there.
Around.
That's an upgrade for you behind, right? You went from a slave to the president. Woo!
By the way, Walt Disney, that's an Illuminati organization. If you look at the logo, you'll see 666 on Disney.
Where?
And the way they're mass producing and buying everything in sight and creating all this, from the stuff that you do when you go to Disneyland and Disney World and the cartoons and all that shit. They're all up our ass and in our minds and in our, believe me, they're Illuminati.
I'm sorry. I mean, you talking about Disney. This is Walt Disney is part of the Illuminati. I just can't picture.
That's why we attract so much attention.
I'm sorry, I just can't picture. I just seen that vision.
Well, look, that looks like Mickey Mouse.
You know what that is? That means you rock.
You rock.
That's what that means.
Or hang 'em high, hang 'em horns.
rock
If you're
sign.
from Texas, you went to the University of Texas, but I just can't picture Illuminati. Can you see that people getting hell Satan?
I believe the mayor of New York is Illuminati
That's
as
the smell
well.
of conspiracy.
Yes.
Yeah. He's getting up everybody's ass too. Nobody can forget Mayor Bloomberg.
I know, like, hell Satan, everybody, watching our new cartoon.
Remember,
Can you believe?
Hey, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well,
Man.
we got him pretty damn close.
Well, anyway, I just want to finish the top 5. Man of Steel rounds out the top 5. It was third place last week, making $20.8 million this weekend. Just under $250 million. That's $248.7 million as it has so far grossed so far. But that's what you have in the movies. Iron Man 3, as you know, it dropped from the top 10 place. It made $1.4 million this weekend. It already surpassed the $400 million mark so far. To Star Trek Into Darkness was at the top. Was number 9 at $2 million. It made so far $220 million. The Internship is in number 10 with $1.4 million. Made $41.7 so far. Now You See Me was in number 7 place. Made $5.5 million. Finally hit the $100 million barrier. Fast and Furious 6 made $2.4 million. Is the number 8. Made $233 million. And this is the end. The Judd Apatow movie made $8.7 million. Is the number 6 place. I know I'm random getting numbers. Just under gross just under $75 million. It probably might hit it during the 4th of July holiday season. That's all your top 10 for right now.
Wow. Do we have birthdays?
Birthdays, I think.
Yeah, let's do birthdays. It's July 1st. Might as well find out.
Happy birthday to all the sperm that won on this day in history.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just want to say happy birthday to a high school friend of mine, Bella Desai Naik. She just had her birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Also, Rainy Rodriguez for July 1st birthday. She's a young actress who brings to life Tish De La Rojas on TV's Austin and Alley. I guess that's either a Nickelodeon or Disney Channel show. Who was born on this? The late Princess Diana was born on this day in 1961. You know she died in 1997. Missy Elliott, rapper, Grammy Award-winning rapper of Get Your Freak On, became the first female rapper to release 6 platinum albums after the 2000 release of This Is Not a Test. She turns 42 years old today.
Wow.
Pamela Anderson, she turned 46 years old today.
Wow,
Happy birthday,
she's
Pamela
up there, huh?
Yeah, she's pushing 50. Wow.
She's been used.
Yeah.
She's pushing more than 50.
Not bad for a stretch balloon.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd, Saturday Night alumni with Belushi, who starred with Belushi in Blues Brothers. He turned 61 years old today.
Yeah.
Liv Tyler, Armageddon actress and daughter of rocker Steven Tyler of Aerosmith fame. She turns 36 years old.
Damn, so how old's her father?
He's up in the 50s, 60s.
Damn. Late 60s, man.
Yeah,
They're old.
Yeah, they're old, man. Yeah. Plies, born Algernon Washington.
And he's ugly, too.
Yeah. But somehow you get women. I mean, Mick
Well,
Jagger.
His daughter ain't bad looking, but he's one ugly motherfucker.
Well, obviously she gets her looks from her mom, obviously, because she finds a mug. Plies, 37 years old. He's a Grammy-nominated American rapper who released 3 top 5 albums. Olivia de Havilland, who played the gentle sister-in-law of Scarlett O'Hara, Melanie Hamilton in Gone with the Wind. She's 97 years old today. 97 years old. Probably the last of the surviving cast members of Gone with the Wind, the Oscar-winning legendary movie. Deborah Harry, the stylish singer of the new wave punk band Blondie, the front woman for the group Blondie back in the 80s. She's 68 years old today. Hillary Burton, she was a successful actress on the TV show One Tree Hill. She's 31 years old. Jamie Farr, who played the cross-dressing Corporal Klinger on TV's MASH, she's 79 years old. Melissa Peterman, American comedian and actress, best remembered as the dim-witted Barbara Jean on TV's Reba, now on the TV show Baby Daddy on ABC Family. She's 42 years old. Genevieve Bujold, French actress in Anne of 1,000 Days. Estee Lauder was born on this day in 1908. She died in 2004. Michelle Wright, age 52. She turns 52 years old. She's a Canadian country singer. She also Leslie Caron starred with Gene Kelly in An American in Paris at age 19.
Wow.
She's 82 years old today, and
she's in the death pool.
Yeah. And also, cannot forget the legendary Carl Lewis, U.S. athlete who won 9 gold medals in track and field events, who also paralleled the success of Jesse Owens, winning 4 gold medals in track and field in the 1984 Olympics. He is 52 years old.
It's amazing
today.
how time flies. That's like yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, did you mention Karen Black?
Oh, no.
Karen Black was actually here in the Macon Film Festival a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
She was like the big deal coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Ernest Borgnine was scheduled, but he died.
Yes, he died
that same year.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we lost him.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Karen Black, as you said, she's turning 74 years old. Alan Ruck, who's age 57, his acting career best known as playing Matthew Broderick's friend Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Days Off back in 1986. David Prowse, English bodybuilder who was immortalized as the body of Darth Vader in the original Star Wars film. And also, if you didn't know, he played the bodyguard of the crippled guy who got beat up by Malcolm McDowell in the movie A Clockwork Orange. He's 6 foot 8.
No shit.
Yeah.
So he goes back. I just seen somebody wearing that shirt. Actually, the day that we went to the Douglas Theater to see the Johnny Jenkins performance.
Yeah.
There was this younger man that was wearing, he's from Mad Dog, the drummer, or the guitarist rather, with the long hair and the tattoos. He was there and he was wearing a Clockwork Orange shirt. And I haven't seen that thing in how many years is Clockwork Orange?
It came out in 1971, so it's been
71.
42 years, I think. Andre Brower, yes, he played the role of Detective Frank Pimpleton on Homicide: Life on the Streets, where he was nominated for an Emmy, and he also worked side by side Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington in the Oscar-winning movie Glory. Also.
And a couple more.
Henry Simmons, who rose to fame as Detective Jones on NYPD Blue and on the CBS drama Shark. He's 43 years old today.
That's young.
And also one more, Wally Amos, who's known for his famous Amos cookie brand, and Uncle Wally's Muffins. He turned 77
Now,
years
there's
old.
a guy I thought that was dead. By the way, he started another company. Because, you know, he sold that company for peanuts.
Yeah.
He didn't make much money out of that. Famous Amos cookie.
Yeah.
And he sold it, I think, to Pillsbury, or he sold it to one of those companies. Or Entenmann's, I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess
they screwed him over.
Pretty much. Well, speaking of being screwed,
got 2 minutes to go. We got Wordsmith and we got Word Origin.
Yeah. Who said it first?
Who said it first? Right?
Yes. We have a word of the day by John Ato. The word is acid. The original notion contained in the word acid is pointedness, in common with a wide range of other English words, for example, acute, acne, edge, and oxygen. It can be traced back ultimately to the Indo-European base ak, which meant be pointed or sharp. Among the Latin derivatives of this base was the adjective sharp. From this was formed the verb acere, A-C-E-R-E, be sharp or sour. And from the verb, in turn, the adjective acidus, A-C-I-D-U-S, sour. The scientist Francis Bacon seems to have been the first to introduce it into English in the early 17th century, though whether directly from Latin or from French, acide is not clear, A-C-I-D-E. It's used as a noun in the strict technical sense of a class of substances that react with alkalis or bases developed during the 18th century. And who said it first? All of a doodah, whatever that means. American songwriter Steve. All of a doodah.
That's all I ever heard.
American songwriter Stephen Foster's song, officially called "Gwine to Run All Night."
That's the one.
Yeah, was published in 1850.
There you go.
Telling of a haphazard race meeting near a workman's tent city.
Ain't that stupid?
Yeah, the opening line introduced a famous catchphrase with no particular meaning. Campfire races sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. A century later, P.G. Wodehouse launched an adaptation of the phrase into the language, having created a meaning for it signifying that something, or it could be something, was being distinctly aberrant in behavior. In Pigs Have Wings, 1952, we are told that Galahad Threewood observed that the Lord Clarence Emsworth had the look of a dying duck and was clearly in distress. As in, poor old Clarence was patently all of a doodah. And let's not forget the great rooster, Foghorn Leghorn, that also immortalized Camptown races. La-da-doo-da-lee-da-do, doo-da. I say, boy, I say, that boy's body sharp as a bowling ball.
Wow.
And what
sharp as a bowling ball?
Yeah. Well, he's talking about, the guy's like dumb. He's like, that boy is sharp as a bowling ball.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah, I bet I could throw a basketball better than Carl Lewis, even though Carl Lewis
you probably got to run you.
Because I can't run for shit. All I'm flat-footed. So yeah, I'll do a better basketball.
Yes. Well, it's 11:01 right now.
Did we cover? We covered them both.
Yeah,
Who
we
said
covered
it
them
first?
both. Yeah,
Damn,
who said it
you were
first
quick.
and that. Yeah, really quick.
Anyway, good show, man.
Very good show.
At least
wonderful show.
according to my low standards.
Yes, we went to number 2.
Well, actually, we were number 1 throughout. Number 2, when people started leaving, saying goodbye, 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 goodbye. Then we got about 4 or 5 dropouts.
Yeah.
At around 10:45, we started going down.
Jay Stevo says, "Was Foghorn Leghorn a black cock? You think?" Oh.
That's right. That's who sang it. Foghorn. There you go. You never know.
Oh no, man, that's reaching. Foghorn Leghorn. But he's a white rooster. He's in white, but you never know.
How did he sound?
I tell you what, that boy's about as subtle as a hand grenade in a bottom barrel of oatmeal.
I said boy.
And then the little rooster you said, or the little well, how did you do his voice? The little one. I'm a
You talking about the chicken hawk? He's a chicken hawk.
Yeah, it was this guy that he just mentioned.
Chicken hawk.
Chicken hawk.
Chicken hawk. I'm a chicken hawk, and I like chicken.
I'm a chicken hawk. Remember that?
Yeah, that weasel, man. That weasel always tried to eat Foghorn Leghorn. He's about like this big. Oh, it's a nitpick weasel. He was like he looked like a freaking crackhead. A crackhead weasel, bug-eyed. Get it, but. Anyway, I know Ed's about to lose his mind up in here.
All right, it's 11:02, and we spend a lot of time on nothing.
Yes, we want to thank all our guests here. Diaz for the guy who was who was here earlier, as well as the Bean 52. We also want to thank Greybeard Shaman, Rosalind Nicole, All CNI, ATT, Froggy B, Funky Dillo, Manny, Too Much, Bamboo for You, and also Jave Stevo. And also so many other people that was here. Ellen Macon, also who was here.
We had Tara London was here.
Yeah, Tara London was here.
We had a whole bunch of people here.
Coco Nut and
We had
Mr. Shit.
Yeah, we had
was here and Ned Stark.
A whole bunch of people.
And Rocco. We want to thank everyone for checking us out. Of course, we'll be here tomorrow with some more shows, more stories, and more stuff to tell you about. So on behalf,
and a lot of bullshit too.
Yes, and on behalf of
I agree.
On behalf of Ed and Irv, this is DB saying we'll see you tomorrow. It's 72 degrees and cloudy, 73 degrees and cloudy. Have your umbrella LAAA handy, and don't forget, can you smell what the roast is brewing? We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
And I want to thank Manny for this video. He just sent us.
Thank you, Manny.
Funny as shit.
Okay.
Happy 48th
Take care.
Carl. Happy 48th birthday, Carl Lewis. The winner of 9 Olympic gold medals. Lewis was drafted by the Bulls and Cowboys, and the case can easily be made. He's the greatest athlete of the 20th century, but he sure as hell cannot throw a baseball.
Yeah, but what a great voice.
Not exactly.
I say that boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball.
Listen.